Commodities, 274 East Darby Road between Roswell and Dexter. 575-624-COWS. 624-COWS. DexterLivestockCommission.com.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. Southeast New Mexico temperatures in the Roswell area at 73 degrees. Carlsbad, Artesia, about 75 this afternoon. Hobbs Loving in the middle 70s as well. Tomorrow, the wind will really pick up in speed and create areas of blowing dust across especially southeast New Mexico with 71 degrees dust in Carlsbad, Artesia, and 68 degrees at Hobbs in Lovington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Good morning, how are you?
All right, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day.
How are you so happy?
I'm optimistic.
I'm optimistic. We talked about this on Tuesday.
Hey, it's only Tuesday.
Tuesday's another one of my trigger words!
Yeah, I know.
But, you know.
Every day above ground is a good day.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, let's get it started then.
It's showtime.
And good morning to you. Question of the day, what is your trigger word? I got several. Let's go through the list. Russ, what is your trigger word? Words that kind of trigger you.
Contempt. Contempt triggers me.
Tom, back in the studio. What is your trigger word besides EMS? I know it's more than one word.
I don't know. How about trigger?
What about blood sugar?
Maybe. Hey,
maybe that's. I don't know. Will, what would be your trigger word?
I don't know. Anything woke.
Woke.
That's a good one.
Mine would be racism.
Oh, right.
Oh.
When I hear the word racism, I instantly believe that you're going to come with a weak ass argument. Automatically, when I think of anything that you say after the word racism or racist, I know that you're coming with a weak ass argument. Always. So, well, Tom, welcome back to the studio.
Yeah, man, I feel good. And the doctor told me yesterday, we'll give you some pills for your bronchitis. I said, give me a shot, man, because I want to get over this darn thing.
Wait. Finally?
Yeah.
I mean, after how many months?
Of what? Bronchitis?
Yeah.
About a month. Finally gave me a shot. I feel good. Give me my new testosterone shot.
So wait. Let me get this. Last week you were good. Now you're good.
Oh,
maybe
man,
it could
I'm
be
feeling
the
good.
rest that you got that
That
know.
too. And you know, I feel good. I feel refreshed, and I'm ready to roll.
Well, good. I'm glad that you feel good, as James Brown would say. And I am on the camera tonight, and still not perfected, but me and Will are working on it. And I thought I had the workaround this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on that thing for about 2 hours this afternoon, and didn't get anywhere. But at least I put forth the work.
But
all right, today, what's that?
I can't say you didn't get anywhere because I mean I did see the logo of whatever the system you were using come up. It just screwed everything else up.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, and maybe because we're streaming on the same computer. I'm going to the city on Friday, so I've got several agendas to find the right cord, buy a cheap webcam that I can use on one of these other computers. That would work. Or I will find a solution. You can count on that. Bittersweet Chocolate Day. National Cut Your Energy Cost Day. National Oyster Rockefeller Day,
Oh, yeah.
National Poetry at Work Day, National Shop for Travel Day, Save the Eagle Day going on all day today. Saw a cute little cartoon that somebody had posted up, and I stole it from them. And my wife is completely green when we are here in the Philippines.
Really?
She actually, yeah. I mean, we're saving the damn environment. She actually, of course, Biden trying to eliminate all gas stoves. So if you got a gas stove, he's trying to take your gas stove away, which is ridiculous because gas stoves are clean burning fuel. Whole idea is just nuts. You're following California is what you're doing. But the wife washes all clothes by hand and hangs them out like back in the day. True story. I feel sorry for her. I'm just like, hey, I bought you a washing machine. Go use it. No, this is what we use. Okay, well, be hard-headed. I can't help you. Morning show this morning. By the way, we are broadcasting this morning from the End of the Mountain God studio. Text line being brought to you by our buddies at Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer in Lovington. Question of the day, what is your trigger word? That word that just kind of triggers you. And if you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, and the list goes on and on. That's being brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Mention being the Breakfast Club. Get 10% off. They can take care of all your water well needs. And the patch, residential, it really doesn't matter. They can handle it all. Mention being the Breakfast Club and get 10% off. That's all you got to do is mention being the Breakfast Club. President Biden condemning the attack on the capital of Brazil and the presidential palace. Joe says he's never thought he'd see the day when something like this would happen in South Africa. Joe, it wasn't South Africa. It was actually Brazil. I condemn the assault on democracy, on a peaceful transfer of power in Brazil. And, thank you, Joe. We appreciate that. Thanks for whoever wrote the damn statement for you. And 7,000 nurses. We talked a little bit about this towards the end of the show. In New York, 7,000 nurses went on strike 6 a.m. yesterday morning, and they are pursuing an increase in wages and improved conditions. They say the conditions are so bad, it's like being outside of, it's like being in New York City. Okay. I had to make sure I got that right. 877-396-W105. Text line is open. What's going on, guys?
All right, triggered word, ex-wife. Another one says entitled. And welcome back, Tom. I missed you, bro. Hey, I want to thank the Breakfast Club because you guys really, when this thing went down Friday, you texted me, you emailed, is he okay? Is he fine? I must have received 300-400 of these. I appreciate you guys for your concern. And I saw a whole staff here, too. It wasn't, I can say that it was an episode, but it wasn't something that I expected, but it's okay.
What exactly is an episode?
Well, it was just an episode. I mean, it happens. The way the doctor described it to me in the emergency room afterwards was that it happens. It happened to you, and they asked me, do you work at your work? Do you stand up or do you sit down? I said, majority of the time I'm up. I have a stand-up board in our studio. And then he described the term. Like I said, it was a minor thing, but I got it cleared, and I'm okay, and I'm ready to roll. But thank you again, guys. I really appreciate your concern.
Do me a favor, because you don't have to stand up.
Right.
You choose to stand up.
Yes.
Pull that monitor. If you're having trouble reading the text because you can't see it close enough, pull that monitor closer to you, but sit your butt down just so you don't have to worry about that.
Sit down.
I'm just kind of, so standing up is bad?
For a length of time. And the way the doctor described it, it's something that happens.
Like less than 3 hours of standing up is bad?
I'm at 3.5 sometimes. I like it. Remember, you and I, we had standing boards in Roswell. So this is not something new to me.
Well, we had standing boards because it was, a stand-up board.
Yeah.
There you can sit down. But I mean, I don't want you falling asleep, so I
No.
think it's awesome that you're standing up.
And so I already gotten used to it, but yeah, right, you're well right.
I'm glad you're finally standing up for something.
Yes. So yeah, I will use my chair and take some more breaks.
It went right by you.
Me.
It went right by you.
Hey,
Sorry.
So back to the texters. Another one says trigger word is white privilege. He says, and John, go ahead.
Another one, white privilege.
White privilege says the texter. A bunch of them going this morning. B.
So if you got them, go ahead and read them.
Right. All right. So now Tom will have no excuses for his PISSPO poor work ethic since his doctor cleared him, says the texter. Well, I'm good. There you go. Break.
He's good, dang it.
Yeah.
He's very good. Well, I'm glad you're back. After being canceled on by Hollywood a couple years ago, and then through the pandemic, Golden Globe Awards returning tonight on NBC.
Okay.
I bet you want to watch the Golden Globes.
Oh, I just gotta put on my ears.
So, Tom, are you going to check out the Golden Globes tonight?
No, I don't got a TV, man.
All right. I was pulling for TCU.
Oh,
I was pulling for TCU.
I didn't see the score.
Really wanted TCU to win, but this just proves that the SEC is faster, stronger, and more dominant than any conference out there. What a spanking last night by the Georgia Bulldogs.
The Georgia Bulldogs bludgeoned their way to back-to-back, leaving no doubt. Belongs to Stetson Bennett, who leaves a legacy very few will be able to match. Back-to-back championships, 65-7 is the final.
65-7. Now, let me just say this.
Yeah.
My LSU Tigers lost to Georgia, but it wasn't 65-7. At least we hung 30 points on them and racked up 502 yards of passing. Last night, TCU, one of the best offensive passing teams.
My goodness.
Only passed for 152 yards. It hurt to watch. I was watching it at the dentist, and it hurt to watch. Tom, do you think, in your humble sports writer's opinion, that TCU just didn't have it?
They didn't deserve to be there. Michigan laid an egg the week before. So
no doubt Michigan did lay an egg for sure. But you know what? Kudos going out to TCU. They did beat Michigan and earned a rightful place. So, but Georgia just dominated. They couldn't handle Georgia on the outside.
You know what?
And I said in the third quarter, when Georgia comes back after halftime, they are just going to demolish them. They are going to wear them out. So, Big 12 fans, keep trying. You haven't won one in a long, long time.
Right.
618. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Rand Supply, Farm Supply, they've got you covered there. Work gear, Western wear, anything you're looking for, your certified Purina dealer. Find them in Roswell and also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Increasing clouds, maybe a little wind today. High 73, 20-mile-an-hour winds. And then tonight, cloudy, 45. Tomorrow is when the winds kick up to 40 miles an hour. Gust up to 40 miles an hour. Most of that wind coming from the west. High temperature 68. Wind should be gone by Thursday. Check of the weather being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128, all you have to do is exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. They have a large, nicely built station, plenty of covered area to fill up with unleaded green diesel, red diesel, unleaded. Twin Wells Fuel Station. Check them out today. Exit off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road and fill her up today. Prince Harry sat down with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes on Sunday. Anderson Cooper works for 60 Minutes?
Yes, he is. Correspondent for him.
Wow. And put out a couple nuggets. And he believed that his mom actually, that he talked to her, that his mom actually faked her death. He believed that. And talked about all the women, the older women that he would bed when he was playing polo as a teenager. I don't know why we need to know this stuff, but kudos to you. Now you're with Mrs. Merkel. And U.S. President Joe Biden met with the Mexican president, Mr. Manuel Lopez Obrador, in Mexico last night on the onset of the summit of the North American leaders. Looks like the Mexican president initiated the discussion by talking to Biden to wanting him to abolish all the things that are going on at the border today. Look, we are not going to abolish it. I mean, I pray to God that we don't, that we're going to abolish. Look, Mexico's got problems too. All this immigration issues are costing Mexico also. The stay in Mexico, even though we're funding part of that, we're giving them money, it's still costing them a buttload of money also. So Mexico's got some issues. Wait for Joe Biden to bend over, and we're going to take it. Wait for it. Will, did you see the classified information that were found and at Biden's think tank?
There were 10 documents for the FBI or they're investigating. Merrick Garland has got a lawyer investigating that were left over from Biden's VP days. Huh?
Now, let me get this. What did Biden say about Trump when all this came down?
He should be arrested.
He should be arrested. So in hindsight, Joe Biden should be arrested.
Well, and these documents were from his VP days too.
Right. So I'm hoping that, we can figure this one out and maybe, I don't know, charge him. Kevin McCarthy reacted to the classified documents discovered during Biden's time as VP, saying that maybe the Dems overplayed their hand. Maybe just a little bit. The Dems overplayed their hands. We're going to talk about Kevin McCarthy and the first thing that he did and some of the things that are being rolled out. Now, look, this is all for show. It really is, because it's not going to get past the Senate, and Joe Biden's not signing off on it. So this is all just for show. It's pomp and circumstance. It's all it is. I mean, it sounds good, but it's not going to go anywhere. So authorities in New Mexico's largest city say they have a suspect they believe is guilty of shooting at homes and offices of several elected officials. They took him into custody yesterday, and they declined to release his name. Albuquerque Police Chief Harold Medina said the man is being held on unrelated charges and that detectives were still awaiting the results of several outstanding search warrants to file in this new investigation. Authorities declined to say what charges the man is being held on. So lots of hush-hush at this point, and we'll see where it plays out. But they do have at least one suspect in custody for those shootings at offices and homes. And in an updated story, looks like some people, and I'll do that story coming up in the second break, some legislators want their information to be taken off the website, their home address, their phone number, and all that information. Do you think that's an overreach? That we shouldn't be able to know somebody's home address? A legislator. I know our buddy Randy Pettigrew, no problem giving out his information.
Look, I don't necessarily need to know their home address. I think that, we need to know
be good enough
that they're sure residents of the area, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go. I think that would be pretty important. Thought for the day coming up this morning. Price of oil on the way. 624. Text line 877-396-W105. What is your trigger word? I'd love to hear from you.
All right. One of them says, because all lives matter, says one of the texters. Another one says, glad to have you back, Tom.
But don't they?
Yeah.
All lives matter?
Absolutely.
I'm just asking. I'm sorry if I triggered you there.
And another texter says, this is J Dub from Hobbs, says, just keep up with your stuff, Tom. You are getting older, though. And another one says, you can stand, just don't lock your knees. That's kind of what was explained to me. So it's in the neighborhood of what happened with the episode. That is what Papa Top is asking. What the hell's an episode?
Well, read J Dub's text, right?
Okay.
Because you didn't read it. He says, just keep up with your stuff, Tom. Getting older isn't for sissies.
Well, I left that out because I didn't want to, sound like a wimp.
What?
I want to sound like a wimp.
What?
That's a dirty word.
No.
Sis's word is dirty.
So how about this one that you conveniently left out? So now Tom will have no excuses for his piss poor work ethic since the doctor cleared him.
I did say, but I say.
So let me ask you this much. So if you walk for 3 hours, you are standing when you walk, right?
Yeah, but you're walking. That's the key.
So exercise is out of the question. Oh, no, we can't have that either. Doctor said hell no to the exercise.
No, it's just certain things happen when you're standing for a length of time. And if you don't move around, stuff will happen. So,
well, how about this? Move your legs while you're standing.
So,
yeah, walk in place.
Yeah, there
so
you
did
go.
you read?
It's another thing you can do. Wear compression socks, which you probably ought to be wearing anyway.
He should. Did you read Matt from Jow's text, Tom?
Let's see. I think I did, but let me go up and look for it again.
Tom, hey, love you, bro, and glad you're doing better, but that explanation you gave is just as clear as mud. LOL.
Yeah. But that's basically that's what they told me, so I'm good. Matter of fact, I was fine right after it happened. But, I think I thank Russ for coming to my aid. Thank you, buddy.
I still don't know what they told you.
I can't read. I can't read, and then you fall to your knees.
That's exactly what happened.
You pulled a Kamala Harris.
What's a Kamala Harris? Oh, she does that too? Okay, well, there you go.
Well, she's fallen to her knees a whole bunch. 627. Jim Jordan needs to shut the hell up. That's what they said on MSNBC. Yeah, the Sunday show, Tara Sotomayor. Here's what she had to say. Here's what old Tara had to say about Jim Jordan, the insurrectionist.
Jim Jordan is potentially under investigation by the Department of Justice. He is now about to become the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, which has direct oversight of the Department of Justice. There's something incredibly wrong with that. Jim Jordan was an insurrectionist. He was one of those people behind in the backdoor deals with Rudy Giuliani and all the others to overturn a fair election in this country. And he now has the power of the gavel of the Oversight Committee for the Department of Justice.
Amen.
This is what people have voted into power. I think it's a responsibility for all of us who have a platform to remind the American people that
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, man, I have so much to say about this. So, number one,
elections have consequences.
Exactly. Look, so the whole thing saying Jim Jordan was part of the insurrection is a load of crap. And they're just trying to
The Department of Justice slow.
I don't know where that's coming from. That's not me. That is not me, guys.
Are you watching YouTube? I mean, not you, Russ.
No. It's not me.
No, Russ.
No, it is not. Wait. I do know where it's coming from.
Oh,
It's
okay.
my TV just popped on. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
I kept looking at because the pot was down. I was like, what the hell is going on?
So
that's exactly what it was. I was like, what the heck's going on?
I'm encouraged.
When I'm on the air, I always like to have Fox News in the background. That way I can keep up with what's, some breaking news.
Sure. Yeah. If the fact that Jim Jordan is going to have oversight over the DOJ is something that gives me some peace of mind finally, because the DOJ has overreached time and time again.
Oh. I agree.
So I'm ready. I'm ready for those investigations. I'm ready for those rulings.
Yeah, me too. Looks like a driver of a suspected human smuggling vehicle sped away from Border Patrol Sunday night, causing a rollover crash with multiple injuries, according to U.S. Border Patrol. 8 people in that car. 2 died at the scene. 2 others were taken to the hospital. U.S. Border Patrol officials said it happened about 10:50 p.m. Agents from the Santa Teresa station saw the car, suspected human smuggling, at the intersection of Strauss and Pete Domenici Highway. Officials say the agent activated the emergency lights, prompting the driver to speed off and lose control. Incident is currently under investigation. I'm wondering if the driver actually died at the scene, because it doesn't say anything about arrest at this point. And out of Texas, the Texas Department of Public Safety, DPS, is moving to terminate a member of the elite Texas Rangers unit who has been suspended over the action he failed to take during the May 24th massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, according to a source that is very, very close to this process, and according to CNN. And in light of the recent shootings at lawmakers' houses, we talked about the shootings. They have somebody in, but they are right now looking to, if they can make a lot of the information about lawmakers, such as their address and all that type of stuff, very, very private. And today's political climate, according to Mo Mestis, it's probably not going to be a good idea to put anybody's address on the internet. And UNM student was arraigned on Monday for his role in the attack of that former New Mexico State athlete, Eli Upshaw. Waived his formal reading of his charges, entered a not guilty plea on yesterday. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. They've got it. Ready Mix Concrete. Chance Materials providing you quality, affordable, ready mix concrete. No matter what the project is, they've got the product ready for you. Great customer service. They offer the lowest possible price. ChanceMaterials.com or 575-363-3240. Follow them on Facebook, or just go to the website, ChanceMaterials.com. Price of oil coming up next. Text lines open, 632. We're being the Breakfast Club. Question of the day: what word triggers you? What is your trigger word? I'd love to hear from you.
Travis from Roswell says, where is all the media and all the local libs running their mouth about Biden having top secret information stored away? And why hasn't he been raided? I mean, come on. This texture spells you two face pieces of crap, says Travis from Roswell this morning. And Tom, did you go see the 98-year-old doctor? Asked the texter.
Well, they're telling you. They're not asking. They're telling you.
He was a good doctor.
Well,
matter of fact, I want to praise
if you
Norley.
remember that story, we debunked the story about the 98-year-old neurologist.
Yes.
That guy is actually dead.
No.
So we debunked that when he said he went to him.
No, but
Bye.
I actually looked it up, and with the internet, it's very easy to find out if somebody is dead or alive nowadays.
Did he die? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, by the way, I do want to thank
You went to it. Remember you told that story.
Yeah, 2 years ago, but that was 2 years ago. But B, I want to thank the Norley people, emergency and the EMS people here that came. Just tremendous professionals. They made me feel relaxed and comfortable. Well, but still, I mean, I know sometimes our medical professionals get a lot of crap, but these guys are A1. If you need to go to a doctor or see one here, Norley, here,
you get the bill.
Yeah.
For all 3 emergency transports.
Yeah, they're not cheap, but yay, they're there when you
need
them.
They are lifesavers.
Yeah, they are lifesavers. Thank you guys very much. And another texter says, how about the moment of praise for the man who took out the robber in Houston, Texas?
Yeah, I will talk about that story if you want. I can talk about it. They are looking into, and I got to go. It's in my first stack, so they are looking into talking to this guy. Grand jury will decide the fate of the hero customer who shot and killed a robber at a taqueria in Houston. Grand jury will decide whether the armed customer who shot and killed the robber last week in Southwest Houston is now being hailed a hero if he will be charged criminally. 46-year-old customer who police say did not identify himself because he is not under arrest. They won't identify him because he's not under arrest. Turned himself in and is cooperating with detectives. So the grand jury will decide if he is, what would he be guilty of? I mean, this guy is pointing his gun at people. I don't know. To me, you point a gun at me, I have the right to imply lethal protection. Former cop in the studio, Russ Black. Am I right about that? You point a gun at me.
If I'm in fear for my life, I can dispatch you. You don't even have to point the gun at me. Legally in the state of New Mexico, you just have to justifiably be in fear of your life.
Dry January. It's no secret. New Mexico, we've got the highest alcohol-related deaths rate in the country. New Mexico DOT reported 1 in 5 deaths among working age adults can be traced back to alcohol. 1 out of 7 is binge drinking. So they started off 31 days without alcohol. Anybody doing the dry January? By the way, it's all over TikTok. It's all over social media. Dry January.
I'm pretty much do dry every year and that dry every month.
Well, I was, but then I broke that this past Saturday. So, sorry. Conservatives have cheered the passage of the House Republican rules package. Here is the breakdown of some of the most important changes. Allows for one member to call a motion to vacate the speaker's chair. One person can call for the motion. Replaces pay as you go with cut as you go. So we can cut spending and improve accountability. Other things, reconciliation budget bills cannot cause for an increase in net direct spending. Very important. An increase to federal income tax rate must be adopted by the supermajority of the House. That means, what is that, 3/5?
Something like that.
3/5 of the members have to vote on that measure. Also, the House must release legislation 72 hours prior to voting. None of this drop it on you 6 hours before and you can't even read the bill. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, not being able to read the bill is a travesty. It's a 4,000-page bill. In 6 hours, how are you going to read that?
Why is it a 4,000-page bill? Because they don't want you to read it.
Oh, right. No, that's you're 100% right. A war powers resolution shall not be subject to a motion to the table. And some of these don't make a whole bunch of sense to a layperson. But budget matters allows the budget committee chairman to adjust to estimate to exempt budgetary effects to measures to protect taxpayers with income lower than $400,000. So, I mean, this is about 150 measures that they are putting through, but probably the most important 87,000 IRS agents off the books. Now, if we own the House and don't own the Senate, the only thing we can do is put things in a stopgap measure. That's it. Because
we can hope that we get a couple of people like they might get somebody from the Democrats to walk over and join us on and get some of this stuff passed.
Right. Biden visited the migrant processing center in El Paso. However, this is great. News is leaked that there weren't any migrants there.
Oh, no. Did you hear? Did you see the videos of them cleaning up the areas that Biden was going to be in?
Oh,
they
man.
sanitized it. Oh, yeah. They came in. They kicked out the migrants. They actually deported people so that ahead of Biden coming. The only time they deported people ahead of Biden coming so it wouldn't look as bad when he was going through.
Who do you think they're
But
fooling?
when he went to the migrant facility, there was nobody there. This is awesome. Thank you for not going to the damn border.
The whole thing was a dog and pony show.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just a puppet show. Could be a movie called Dumb and Dumber. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Make a Mirror ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, bright LED lights. Rebecca Long, designer, and she's from Lee County. Designed this thing because she couldn't find one on the market. So she said, I'm going to design one. And this one is the best on the market. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, LED lights. Find them at atlasmakeamirror.com on Instagram and on Facebook, 575-631-3189. Check them out today. I forgot, guys. I had the little one in here with me. I forgot.
You got the puppy?
Yeah, hold up.
So if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, you can get on and see the puppy. And if you miss it, well, you can go back and watch it later on Rumble and YouTube.
She look a lot like Dea.
Oh, wow. She's precious. She's a little darker than Dea, but she's precious.
Yeah, she's tiny, too. She weighs, right now she weighs maybe 7-8 pounds.
You woke her up. Big yawn.
Go back to sleep. And don't pee on my floor. I'll take you out in a second. All right, 6:41, 19 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We'll check the weather. We got to get to the price of oil and what the hell is going on in Tatum. I'll talk about that. And a first-grade student. How old is a first-grade student?
I would say 6, maybe.
Usually 6 or 7. It depends on when they go to school, but 7 usually.
What the hell is this kid doing with a gun?
Oh, my.
We'll talk about those stories coming up next. Text line, please.
Hey, John from Lovington says, morning, guys. I got to agree with B on the trigger word of racism, he says this morning. Another texter says, glad you're okay, Tom, but please take better care of yourself. I even got a membership re-enrolled at the Wellness Center. So I'm doing what I need to do. So, B, that talk that you and Will have given me through the years, I think it finally resonated with me. So
sunk in?
Oh, yeah. Finally?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So.
It's only taken like 20 years.
Well,
hell.
You'll have to excuse us. Don't get me wrong. No one's rooting for you more than me.
Right.
But you'll have to excuse us if I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
So reparations, someone said, is their trigger word. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And another text says, Tom, glad you're feeling better. Fire, Tom. There we go, says the texter. We got a phone call. Good morning here on B and the Breakfast Club. Hello.
Hey, guys. It's John from Lovington.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. I wanted to give a shout-out to Rebecca.
I'm sorry?
Rebecca Long?
A mirror for Rebecca Long.
Uh-huh.
I bought a mirror for a friend of mine, and I sent it to her in London, England.
Wow.
And she says she has been looking for something like that for at least 3 years. So I'm just saying she now has gone international since she has one in England. So basically it's worth it. And with Valentine's coming up, it's definitely worth the money to get one.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Hey, I appreciate you, John. Hope things are going well.
They are on that work like always.
There you go, man. 644 price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, currently hiring in their training program. They've got the SSIT program. If you've ever supervised a frac crew, they're looking for cementing supervisors, and they're willing to train you. If you've ever run a blender in the patch, they want to train you to run their cementing equipment. Must have a CDL and willing to work a lot of hours. You'll receive excellent pay and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Housing can be available if you need it. Spinnaker is an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 63566 and go to greatoilfieldjobs.com.
West Texas Intermediate, $74.98. That's 7 cents down from 6 a.m. $79.91 for Brent crude, and that's down to 16 cents. $3.78 for natural gas. It's steady. B.
All right, 644. What the heck is going on in Tatum? Big meeting going on today.
I saw that.
Some of the things they're going to discuss: nepotism, abuse of power, hostile work environment, and other charges being leveled at officials. This all stemming from the mayor and her husband, who he is the police chief. That's part of it. Some of it is not filling out travel documentation, and the list goes on and on. So little bitty Tatum has got a bunch of outrage.
I was gonna say, how many people are in Tatum?
Yeah, and so outrage going on in Tatum.
Interesting. This has been going on for a while since that mayor was elected.
It has been going on for a while. And I don't know how many people go through Tatum right before you get to Tatum from Lovington. There are signs outside of Tatum that say stuff like, 45, I mean, there's all kind of Trump hate and all kind of other stuff. So evidently there are some liberals that live in Tatum. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying there are liberals that live in Tatum. I can only imagine. I can't believe it in southeast New Mexico, but there you go. All right, I didn't do the thought for the day. We're going to talk about a 6-year-old brings a gun to school, and the rest that happened is not good. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years plus serving southeast New Mexico. Mr. Wendell Wakefield brought the kids here and started Wakefield Oil, delivering oil and gas products in the patch, on-road or off-road. And they continue to do that. If you need gas, diesel, DEF value, interstate batteries, they deliver them to you in the patch, on or off-road. Find out more information at wakefieldoil.com. And thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, so it turns out being an adult is really just Googling how to do stuff. It's my thought for the day this morning at 6:47, Tom.
All right. So good to have you back, says the text. That's Lou Sasso and the family. They're wishing me well. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Mark from Roswell. Tom, did you report on the head-on in Roswell on Saturday? Well, no, we have a new news person. Is doing a fantastic job. We will tag team on stories from here and where he's at. But, we already have the number one show in southeast New Mexico, and now we have the number one news team in southeast New Mexico. So you will get your news here, number one all the way. And Travis from Wild says, my trigger word is politician, he says this morning. B.
Yeah, I don't care for them. I mean, I like the non-politician, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
First grader shot and critically wounded a teacher during altercation outside the Redneck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia on Friday afternoon, according to police. Newport Police Chief Steve Drew said the 6-year-old boy was involved in this altercation with his teacher before he shot her with a handgun. The boy is taken into custody. No students were injured. The teacher, a woman in the 30s, suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A 6-year-old takes a gun to school and shoots a teacher. I am just saying these are scary times in America. True story. I told tonight, went to a party, told two people, two teachers, the story. And they were like, what? A 6-year-old? I would have never believed that a 6-year-old had the ability to squeeze that trigger on a handgun.
Well, what about the intent?
I'm wrong.
What's wrong with this kid that they've got the intent to go in and shoot a teacher?
She probably corrected him. I mean, sad but true. She probably corrected him.
These snowflake kids that can't deal with rejection or can't deal with consequences, and they have to resort to killing or shooting someone.
Now, I felt bad that I missed that story yesterday, and I'm on a bunch of sites. Well, you've seen me show prep. I'm all over the place, and nobody had that story. And and usually if it involves a kid with a gun, man, it's everywhere. But a 6-year-old takes a gun to school and shoots a teacher. Thank God the teacher's going to be okay.
Right.
What do you do with a 6-year-old that is already trying to kill a teacher? Do you put him back in school among the other kids? I don't even know if I want that kid in my house.
I think
maybe I'm going to sleep with one eye open.
Right. I think
one of the texters.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the texters sent us the pictures from Tatum. It says, "Go DOJ and FBI, lock him up, 45."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right outside is your. And by the way, if you can't produce a better sign than that, you probably shouldn't even put a damn sign up.
It's crappy plywood with spray paint on it. So, I mean, it's weathered plywood. It's really bad, but it's right across from the stripes there. I mean, poor people. I mean,
and before you get the stripes, there's exactly where it's at.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. If I lived in Tatum, I'd probably go take it down.
Right.
But that's just me. Taking out trash this morning being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-390-4549. Find out more information about residential pickup, trash-eaters.com, and reminding you to give to Lovington Shelter so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. National debt under Biden in 2 years has grown $3.7 trillion. Joe Biden, working with a Democrat-controlled Congress, increased the federal debt by about $11,374 per every American worker. That was just the increase. According to the U.S. Treasury, the federal debt has increased to $31 trillion. Up $3.67 trillion in 2 years under Joe Biden. Most of these programs where the money is gone has not helped me or you. In fact, with the increase in eggs and everything else, things are getting tougher for me and you. Taking out the trash. We're putting Joe Biden right in the trash where he belongs. 653, text line, 877-396-W105.
You know, B, I was going to comment on that little boy with a gun. What should we do with him now? Now, where was his parents when all this was happening? And Patricia from West Odessa says, you know, what's really sad is where did that little boy get the gun from? They were talking about charging the parents because the little boy is too young to go to juvenile, says Patricia from Odessa.
Look, and how do we know that the parents aren't good people? Look, I grew up going to my grandfather's house, and he had guns all over the place. I would have never thought about taking one of his guns.
Oh, we had proper respect for guns in my household, too.
And so they can blame the parents all they want.
Yeah.
I look, I don't know anything about the parents, but, you know, I grew up around guns. I knew to keep my little stubby fingers off the guns, or I was going to get my ass whipped or whooped, whatever way you want to do it, whipped or whooped.
Good morning, guys. Hey, Will, about the kid that shot the teacher, I blame the parents because it starts from home, which is what we're saying.
Yep. And the teacher escorted the student out of the classroom after she was shot. Wow. She's a true hero, says the texter. I'll give him that.
Sad that you have to go through that.
And another texter, kind of sarcastic with this text. It's because he didn't have a participation award and didn't receive one, says the text.
Or maybe he got it and felt offended.
You hurt my feelings.
That ain't even right, though. That's not even right. And take that
morning show. Go ahead.
The 6-year-old got a 9mm from mom's purse, it says.
Wow. Packing mom, I'm telling you. And take that kid and sell him to the military to be experimented and raised as a mercenary to take out China, Iran, Russia, and on and on and on. Laugh out loud.
I just don't know what you do with a 6-year-old that's got a violent history like shooting a teacher. I mean, what teacher is ever going to feel comfortable with that kid in her class, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be like, little Johnny, don't you agree with me?
Right. Make my day.
Yeah. I have several guns in my house. Not even my 18-year-old grandkids touch them.
You know, guy, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You know, I haven't touched a handgun since I almost took out my dad. He was beating up my mom. And that's the last time I touched a handgun because it was a scary thing.
Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks and 1. Quiet place for their working tenants, 162 RV sites in Carl's Bay offer 30 and 50 amps. All utilities included in one price. You get wired internet right to your site, and that enables you to stream movies and game. They're pet friendly, well lit up, and it is a great place to have your RV. Get pricing information today at www.rvtimes3.com or call them at 988-0392, www.rvtimes3.com for more information. Number of families disturbed by the gun violence grows every year in New Mexico. So they are looking at throwing more money at this. They want $5 million. Miguel Garcia, Democrat representative, wants $5 million for a gun violence victim advocate funding. $5 million, and that would go to help the victims of violent gun crimes get better. 6:57. Things that happen on this date in history. We're going to get updated with news coming up next.
Problem is, says the texter, is nowadays, nowadays I have never experimented playing Cowboys and Indians, and they're experiencing Call of Duty and games like this, says the texter. And another text says, no discipline nowadays. That's the root of all of our problem in this country. Shut the internet down as well, says the texter.
It says, wait, was Tom reading a text or was he telling a personal story? That was a personal story.
That was a personal story, and that's why I had issues with him. But yeah, I was ready to take him out. He was going to hit her with an iron skillet, man. So what do you do? And I had never handled a handgun before, so I have never handled one since. But I am a Second Amendment advocate. I will tell you that much. See?
Oh, it's me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
It's kind of
getting my stuff together while you read two texts.
Well, it's kind of getting emotional. Hey, J.R. DePorto says, I don't know who needs to hear this. He says, but if the Dallas Cowboys haven't given up, you shouldn't either. You got this, says J.R. DePorto this morning. And another one says, Amigo, shooting with cops one time, says the texter. Okay.
Well, you did pick up a gun when we went to the training session at the Lee County Sheriff's Department.
I did. You know, that's right. You are right.
Yeah.
You are. I forgot about that. You know, I hit the cops. That's why I wanted.
You would have been dead.
Yeah, but it was
several times.
But it was simulation. But you're right.
Yeah, but you would have been dead.
Yeah.
All right, on the way, we're going to talk about New Mexico. Large increase in U-Haul trucks moving in and moving out. We'll give you the numbers. And David Gallegos, our friend, Republican senator serving District 41, announced that he is bringing back the baby box legislation.
Saw that.
And Brady, first time milestone in his career. I'll give you the answer. Reggie Bush gets elected to a Hall of Fame. I got a problem with it. I'll tell you what it is. And evidently, Dr. Dre's got a problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene using one of his songs. I'll tell you about that. An Alabama woman who joined ISIS hopes to return to Syria after she gets out of after she gets out of prison. You know, let her go and don't ever let her come back. And Morgan Stanley warning U.S. stocks risk a 22% slump. Protect your 401k because we're looking for another slump coming soon. We'll get to those stories. We're KWMW, Malgemore, 105.1 FM. It's 7:01. I got confused. I pulled a damn Tom A right there.
Uh-oh.
We're better known as W105. Check of the weather quickly. Increasing clouds today, 73 for the high. 20-mile-an-hour winds, 45 tonight, but tomorrow, 40-mile-an-hour winds at a high 68. Check of the weather being brought to you by Platinum Auto Service under brand new ownership in Carlsbad. If you got issues with your automobile, give them a call today. They do all your diagnostic work, scheduled maintenance, preventative maintenance, and they are currently doing tinting work. So if you need if you're thinking ahead, summer is going to be here. You got a new automobile, you need the tinting work done, they can take care of all the tinting. 575-689-6900. They can take care of AC service, tires, brakes, alignment, lifts. If you're looking for a lift kit and leveling kit and maybe bumpers and grill guards, fuel cells, they can install all of the above. 575-689-6900. They're open already this morning in Carlsbad. 575-689-6900. Before we do our national anthem and pledge, anything else going on?
All right. So the text says, hey, guys, did you hear about classified documents found at Biden's house? He's asking. Documents missing since he was vice president. Impeach the hypocrite, B-A-S-T-A-R-D. Says the
text. Did that first thing this morning.
Yep. So I agree. Hey, man, if they try to impeach Trump, got to go after this guy too.
Well, there's a lot more to go after him. True story. I do my best not to be one-sided, but there is actually more to go after in light of Hunter Biden and all kind of other stuff. So impeach him. I'm ready for it. So that's all you got, Tom.
So far.
Will, you got anything?
This is the latest example of the hypocrisy. I mean, okay, they accused Trump of quid pro quo with Ukraine, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
When Biden, and there's actually audio proof and video proof as he gave an interview of Biden doing exactly what they accused Trump of. Did they go after him? No.
Nope.
So now here's another example of Biden having classified documents, something that the left lost their mind about with Trump, which he didn't actually have the way they said it did. And what he did have, he was okay to have, which is why they haven't brought any charges against him. But
what happened to that case?
Oh, yeah, it just disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, another case that just disappeared.
Bye-bye.
Well, Well, again, if the left had had anything on Trump, he would have been charged and put in jail and arrested a long time ago.
But
They
the same
don't.
thing about his tax returns.
Yeah.
Nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. At the end of the day, there will be nothing that comes from Trump's tax returns. You guys wanted it, and now you're rolling out all this information about his tax returns. Why is it that his tax returns are under a microscope? Let's talk about Nancy Pelosi's tax returns. Let's talk about the money that they have made on insider trader deals. Let's look at that. I mean, let's put her. I mean, if we're going to do it to Trump, let's do it to Nancy. I think the whole thing stinks.
All we're asking for is a level playing field.
Fair.
Let's be equal. That's if you're going to hold a standard, then hold it for everyone.
Agreed. Pretty sad. All right, 7:05. We're on the Breakfast Club. We're going to take a break, do our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance. National anthem being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's a Farmers Insurance agent. Started with Farmers when she was 19 years of age when she started her business. 40-plus years later, still helping people, still saving people a lot of money. She is your Farmers Insurance agent. You can find her at Hobbs on West Vega, or just simply give her a call, 575-393-2661. If you're in Eddy County, Chaves County, or Lee County, or anywhere in between, give her a call this morning, 575-393-2661. God bless America. God bless you. 7:05 on W105.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible for all.
The dawn's early light, what so proud as gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you. Our Lord's Prayer at 7:07 being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
For we do not preach ourselves, from 2 Corinthians, but Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves as your servants for Jesus' sake.
Hello, I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaze Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through your day, that you will see all the blessings you've been given. God said that He will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, Jesus loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
7:09, we are W105. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by our buddies at North Star Fuel. If you're driving through Loving on 285, might be a good idea to fuel up before you get to Loving. Do so at North Star Fuel, 2519 Pecos Highway. Grab your ice and your water, all the fuel you need. They accept all the gas cards and fuel cards and debit cards and credit cards. Check them out. They're right between Carlsbad and Lovington, and Loving, that is, 2519 Pecos Highway. Stop in the day, easy on and off access to the highway, 2519 Pecos Highway. Find them today, North Star Fuel. Weather for the next couple of days, increasing clouds, 73 today, 45 tonight. A little wind today, about 20 miles an hour, but 40-mile-an-hour winds from the west tomorrow, and a high getting up to about 68. 7:10, we're taking a break. Checking in with news being brought to you by Luke Ragsdale, Ragsdale Law Firm, settling the big cases out in the patch. Over $10 million in one case, $9 million in a medical malpractice case. And if you've been involved in a car accident, a slip and fall, Luke Ragsdale would love to talk to you. 575-208-5300. If you've gotten yourself in a criminal matter, Luke can help you there. Find him today, ragsdalelawfirm.com. 7:10. We're coming right back. We're W105.
MTD Radio News on this Tuesday. I'm Jim Miller. Here's what's happening. The task force that came to help the UNM Children's Hospital deal with a massive influx of pediatric respiratory cases leaving. That's because cases are starting to ease. The team came in when the hospital was operating at 118% capacity. They're now at a little under 100% capacity. The pediatric specialist team of 14 arrived on Saturday, December 31st, and jumped right in to help staff who was burned out and overwhelmed. The big surge was a result of a number of respiratory viruses, especially RSV. There was also flu, COVID, and several other cold viruses that left younger patients sicker, and a lot more of them, but things are looking better. New conditions proposed by the state of New Mexico for the operation of a nuclear waste repository near Carlsbad drew criticism from local leaders in the Carlsbad area and government watchdog groups alike, as the rules could dictate the next decade of the site's operations. The waste isolation pilot plant operates under a permit with the New Mexico Environment Department, which is renewed every 10 years. That process ongoing for WIPP and NMED added several provisions at a draft permit released last month that called for a stricter accounting of waste coming to WIP each year, required updates on the process of finding a new repository, and demanded greater priority be placed on disposal of nuclear waste generated in New Mexico. Eddy County Board of Commissioners tabled a discussion on the final route for Carrasco Road, which would connect two important highways south of Carlsbad, amid calls for public input on the project. Eddy County Community Services Director Wesley Hooper said 6 routes were proposed during a series of public and stakeholder meetings in 2022 for the Carrasco Road project. The project, still in planning, needed to be narrowed to a single route. Eddy County, Stantec Engineering Services, and Carlsbad's Environmental Services continue to evaluate data for the proposed road project connecting Highway 285 with Highway 62-180. That's what's happening. I'm Jim Miller, MTD Radio News.
Get a great job in the oil field. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is hiring for our training programs. If you've supervised a frac crew, Spinnaker can teach you to be a cementing supervisor in our SSIT program. If you've run a blender, Spinnaker can teach you to run their cementing trucks in our cementing equipment operator training program. Must have a Class A CDL and be willing to work long hours. You'll receive an excellent salary and one of the best benefit programs in the industry. Yes, housing is provided. They're also hiring for mechanics and lab technicians. Spinnaker is an equal opportunity and drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 63566 or visit greatoilfieldjobs.com.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-485-7220. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today today at 800-485-7220 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-485-7220 to see if you qualify. That's 800-485-7220.
Happy New Year to you and yours from Carlsbad Chevrolet and Daniel Velos. And what a better way to start the new year, but with 2.99 on new trucks. That's right, our Silverados select models will have 2.99 and some incentive money up to $1,500 off. Along with the huge selection of used car inventory, we have used car inventory trickling in by truck right here for you guys. The biggest selection in southeast New Mexico and West Texas is here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, 2155 South Canal Street in Carlsbad.
Southwest Symphony in Hobbs is excited to invite you to see Michael W. Smith. Coming up Saturday, January 14th at the Tidings Auditorium in Hobbs. Michael W. Smith has been releasing new music regularly and performing around the world to sold-out crowds for the last 35-plus years. During his storied career, he's written and recorded over 36 #1 songs. Southwest Symphony Orchestra will perform with Michael W. Smith, and the show starts at 7 p.m. Saturday, January 14th in Hobbs. There will be no free admission to this concert, and all tickets will be $40 for this one-time amazing event. Get yours at the door or by visiting swsymphony.org. Concert brought to you by the Southwest Symphony Endowment Fund.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer lasting scent.
The best part about taking ZzzQuil Pure Z's Sleep Plus Next Day Energy at night is actually the next morning. I wake up alert with none of the grogginess from taking too much melatonin. Pure Z Sleep Plus Next Day Energy is a bilayer tablet with immediate release melatonin and extended release B vitamins to help me fall asleep naturally and wake refreshed. It's my secret weapon for a great night's sleep and a great morning.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Can't beat that.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies. Sleep better, wake your best.
What happens in the Breakfast Club stays in the Breakfast Club.
B and the Breakfast Club.
Get your ass out of bed.
Yeah.
Not afraid to talk the talk. And we walk with a limp. B and the Breakfast Club.
He said it is what it is. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is. That's why it is what it is.
Hey, Will.
I see you got a different camera.
Yeah.
Well, no, not a different camera. My camera needed to be charged.
Oh.
My phone needed to be charged, so I got a little problem. So,
well, no, it's working though.
Yeah, you're up there.
Is that work?
Yeah.
You can see my backpack hanging on the back door.
No,
you can see all my junk in the back.
I got to change stuff because I had it set for the cell phone camera.
That is a cell phone, but it's sideways because I got a charger on it. I couldn't get it to stand up.
Oh, well, it's working, and it actually gave me a full picture this time, so it's all the way across the screen now.
Well, I can see him be now.
Let me rephrase that. I don't have a problem with it standing up. I have a problem with the phone standing up.
What's with the LSU colors, dude?
So I'm a LSU Tiger.
Well, whatever.
I mean, what's your team? Whatever team's winning?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait a second. You were a Cowboys fan a couple weeks ago. Let's see if you're still a Cowboys
They
fan.
suck, don't they?
Yeah, there you go. I knew it was coming. So you're not a Cowboys fan. I didn't think you were. George Santos facing ethics complaints. Yeah, George was sworn in Sunday. They haven't wasted any time. The Republican congressman from New York is already facing formal ethics complaint charges by the FEC, Federal Election Commission. Several complaints filed yesterday by a nonprofit campaign legal center accusing Santos of illegally using campaign funds for personal expenses, such as apartment rental. And so, wait. I remember when AOC went to Washington, she did not have enough money to rent an apartment. She was broke is a joke. But yeah, poor Santos. Yeah, I mean, just because he said he was Jewish. Look, he never said he was Jewish. He said he identified as being a Jew. Okay? It's a big difference nowadays. Maybe he can be non-binary also.
Right.
So Biden, by the way, invited the Brazilian president to come to the White House. We'll show you how it's done. We'll see if this guy's got time to come because he's got a mess. He's got a mess to clean up. Fatal Attraction gets a premiere date. Paramount announcing that April 30th premiere of the series Fatal Attraction. 8 episodes. Of course, about the 1987 movie about a woman who ended up stalking a married man.
Right.
She had an affair. Who starred in that movie, Tom?
It was,
see if you
what's her name? Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone. Yes. What's the best scene from that movie?
Right.
No, that was a question. That wasn't
the rabbit in the pot.
Yeah, that might have been. Sad but true.
Love the way you put it, Ruth.
Sad but true. Houston Texans fired head coach Lovie Smith. We talked about that a couple years ago. First year on the job. And Arizona Cardinals fired former Texas Tech coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. How many years? 3 years for him?
Yes.
He's gone.
Straight out of Tech.
Lisa Marie Presley and Elvis fans gathered at Graceland on Sunday to celebrate what would have been the King's 88th birthday. Elvis would have been 88. Scientists from Indiana University say the average age of humans conceiving for the last 250,000 years is 26.9 years, to which most millennials responded, what is conceiving? Fathers tend to be about 30.7 years old. In comparison, mothers about 23.2 years old. Unless, of course, you're dating Demi Moore. Then it's that number would be a little bit off.
Thank you, Tamara Hobbs. She said the movie was Glenn Close and Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Fatal Attraction.
What was the one with Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas?
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. There you go. Yep. And Anna Midland says on the text, how about best version of who sings it? She's asking this morning.
No. What she said was, best version is whoever sings it.
Oh, whoever sings. Okay. Yeah.
I think she was talking about the national anthem when that text come in. That was right.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. All right, things that happened on this date in history. I'm going to get to that in a second. New Mexico has a large increase in U-Haul trucks moving in and moving out. And after deciphering this story, it looks like pretty much a net. Nearly as many people leaving New Mexico with U-Haul trucks as arrived. But New Mexico saw nearly 5% increase in one-way U-Haul trucks arriving and put us at 19th on the U-Haul trucks rankings for states as far as growth. But we saw about 6% leaving the state. So 5% entering, 6% leaving the state. That make any state. By the way, some of the biggest destinations, top growth markets in the state, Las Cruces was number 1. Taos, Santa Fe, Los Lunas, Carlsbad, Ruidoso Downs, Belen, Truth of Consequences, Gallup, Alamogordo. I would have thought that Hobbs would have been on that list, but nope, they weren't. No. Our buddy David Gallegos, Republican senator serving New Mexico's 41st district, announced yesterday he will reintroduce the legislation to help protect at-risk babies. The announcement came 1 year after the baby Saul was allegedly abandoned by the teenage mother in a dumpster.
Allegedly, my ass.
Yo, I'm with you. Newborn survived several hours in the cold. So David is reintroducing that bill again to see if it gets passed.
Now her trial comes up in April.
Team and no wife and no kids.
Boy,
pretty
bad card game, by the way.
Is it well deserved or is it a mistake? You know, back in the way they called it. Back in the day, they called it cheating. Nowadays, they call it NIL. Reggie Bush named College Football Hall of Fame class for 2023. Is it well deserved? The guy took a buttload of money back in the day. Look, I'm not taking anything away from Reggie Bush, but I mean, he took a lot of money from donors at USC.
Right.
And he still cheated. So should he be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, Pete Rose ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he got stripped of the Heisman Trophy.
I know he did. But now with NIL, it's a whole different league. 726. Well, did you see that Dr. Dre is a little upset?
So it seems like more and more of these artists, if any conservative
uses Dr. Dre's song, and I don't remember which one it is, but Dr. Dre put out a message that said, I don't license my songs to politicians, certainly not to any hateful. Wait, tell this to the women that you abused, because I think 1991 or 92, you got a handful of Super Bowl. Remember when he performed?
Wow.
So, you piece of scum, and you're worried about, I ought to be able to use that song I bought it. Isn't that the way it ought to be? I bought the song. I paid for it. You got your money. Now I'm going to do what the hell I want with it. What next? What next? They're going to say, oh, no, you can't play my song. I mean, they've already done that to Donald Trump. It all started with George Bush back in the day. Oh, no, you can't play that song. Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. Oh, no, you're not going to play that song. Every time that song is played, you get paid money. I would be saying, yeah, play it all you want. Doesn't make me a hill of beans. All right, the terrible Twitter tweet of the day. Nancy Pelosi tweeted out, it is shameful, but I'm not surprised that the House GOP have ordered the first order of business is to protect corporate America with the ultra-wealthy individuals who are illegally avoiding taxes. This is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. Do you know the ultra-rich pay for like 48% of all taxes? I'm talking about the rich pay for 48% of all taxes paid. And she's making light of the story about getting rid of hiring 87,000 IRS agents. That, by the way, that bill was not, they weren't hired to go after the ultra rich. They were hired to go after people that were getting paid on Snapchat, eBay, Venmo, and etc.
Well,
they
exactly.
weren't going after the rich.
There's not very many ultra rich. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got more than most people in America, but there's not that many that they would need 87,000. You're exactly right, B. They're going after Joe Schmo and his side hustle.
Yep, no doubt. They're going after the tamale lady that is cooking tamales and selling them outside the store, and people are paying them on Snapchat.
They're going after the fruit vendors.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. 7:30, Alabama woman who joined ISIS hopes to return from a Syrian camp. The woman who ran away from home in Alabama at the age of 20. FBI had her on the terrorist watch list. She joined a terrorist group after charges were about to come down on her, and she was going to serve prison time. Now she wants to come back from Syria? No. You go ahead and stay right where you're at. She's 28 now, and she said, if I need to sit in prison, I'll do my time. I'll do whatever I need to do. Oh, you found out the sand wasn't as greener on the other side of the world, right? Is that what you found out? You found out that these terrorist lunatics are not all hunky-dory. By the way, the sand's not green. I thought I'd throw that out there, Tom. 7:31.
Hey, by the way, text says, hey, B, 2 different things that Reggie Bush did to get donors, but Pete Rose got caught gambling on games, says the text. Pete Rose is another, says the text, is a douche, and so is Reggie. Laugh out loud, says the text.
Oh, so why is one getting into a Hall of Fame and one's not?
Right.
That's the bigger question.
That's the bigger question. Another one says, I think he's just jabbing you on this one. Hey, B, how about them Tigers, Kevin?
What Tigers? I don't think
they're talking about because of your LSU flag.
Yeah.
It's not her jabbing you. They're saying, how about them Tigers, Kevin B?
I'm ecstatic. For 10 wins in 1 year. First year coach. I'm good.
But did they win the national championship?
It wasn't 65-7. I'll tell you that.
God, I saw that. You remember the 1985 Super Bowl when the Bears took on the New England Patriots? They were 17-1 they ended up, but this game was so much like the one last night where they just dominated from second number one.
And by the way, for all those saying that Bennett and Joe Burrow, Bennett did not break Joe Burrow's record of 8 touchdowns. Bennett had 6, so don't put him in the same category. Okay. Give Burrow his due.
That kid's going to be a good quarterback, though.
IRS is going after Charlie the Biscotto cookie hustler.
Yeah, Charlie, you better watch out. Thank God they decided they're going to put that on hold. Morgan Stanley warning everybody, U.S. stock risk about a 22% slug performances as adult-oriented business and put restrictions on kids attending. Now, that's a way of getting around drag shows and letting kids in attendance. It would be the same as the strip clubs, or adult theaters, or cabarets, or whatever the case it is. So, great. Yeah, it's not often that Arkansas gets it right, but kudos going out to you guys. 7:34, we are beyond the Breakfast Club.
You know, Pete Rose got kicked out for gambling, and now through fantasy leagues, every one of them gamblers. Every one of those are gamblers, says the text. And IRS, right? IRS is going to come after Tom and his dirty videos. Be careful, Tom Murray, says the texter.
He didn't make no money off of that.
We're not saying that nobody made money in the situation, but he didn't.
I mean, there's such a thing as inflation and deflation.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm glad. I'm glad that Mexican Pooh Bear is back at work. You go, girl, says Jeffro.
Thank you very much, Pooh Bear. All right. That's crazy, man. All right.
Morning show this morning being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. They would love to take care of your clothes. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. Dry clean your clothes, start you up, keep you looking good. All American Cleaners, Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, and now in Jow. Find out more information. Follow them on Facebook at All American Cleaners, or you can just go to allamericancleaners.net. 7:35. Let's do things that happen on this date in history, being brought to you by Train It New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week. Yeah, you heard me right. Get your CDL in 1 week. They've got 25 years of experience in staff development and training, and they can teach you how to pass your CDL in 1 week. If you've been thinking about going ahead and getting your driving career, commercial driving career going, and you just don't have a lot of time, well, they pass 96% of the people that take their class in 1 week on the first try. Based out of Roswell, give them a call, 575-840-9555. Train It, New Mexico. Find out more information by giving them a call. If you're driving this morning, just remember the name, Train It, New Mexico. Ethan Allen was born on this date in history. Of course, the American Revolutionary War hero, born on this date in 1738. And then started selling furniture. Yeah, putting his name on furniture. Revolutionary War vet Thomas Paine published his pamphlet Common Sense in 1776. By the way, nobody has read it lately. The penny post mail system began in the United States in 1840. Standard Oil was created, and the Republican Party was born in 1870. First ever photo of an airplane taken off was photographed in 1911 in San Diego. U.S. Army established their first radar contact with the moon in 1946. RCA announced they were coming out with a revolutionary new way to listen to music. It was called a 45. They came out with that in 1949. We've come a long way, baby. 1976, number one country song was Convoy. Name the guy that sang the song.
It started with an M.
Well, his last name did, but
yeah, was it C.W. McCall?
There you go. There you go.
Damn
How can you
hard,
be on radio for 36 years and not know that one? Breaker.
The movie,
Good buddy.
The song led to the movie starring Christopher Christopherson and Amy McGraw.
Oh, you can remember all that, but not the guy's name.
Yeah.
1983, in order to stop leaks, President Reagan ordered the White House staff members to stay away from the press. And today is the 10th. We've hit double digits in January. As of 8 a.m., we're a third of the way through the month. Mac Daddy is 44 years old today. Pat Benatar, I hit her with my best shot. She turned me down. She's 70 years old. George Foreman is 74.
Really? Wow.
Great boxer. Introduced the grill and all kind of other stuff. Donald Fagen is 75 years old. Anybody can tell me what group Donald Fagen was with?
Wasn't he? No.
No. Steely Dan.
Oh, right. In the neighborhood.
And Rod Stewart is 78. Name one song by Rod Stewart, Tom.
Tonight's the night.
Oh, he got one right this morning.
He's got a new song out.
What's he got?
Do you think I'm senile?
Right.
Yeah, and I think he is, even though he's married to like a 20-year-old chick.
It's a way to keep young, boy.
In an interview, she said that she did not notice like the 60-year-old age difference. Of course, she also can't tell. She can't tell the difference between a raisin and a grape. So,
yeah, she was like, I didn't notice. I didn't notice at all. All right, we got a lot of things to get to this morning. 20 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Neighbors are known to clash sometimes, but one neighbor got very upset, the snobby neighbor, because a car that was parked outside in front of his house. Snobby neighbor stopped by and yelled at his neighbor because they had a car parked out. Somebody was visiting them, and they had a car parked out in front of his house. And he didn't want anybody to think that somebody was at his house that was parked in the, and so the guy went ballistic. I saw the video and I was like, damn, you snobby son of a gun. I would rent a pile of junk and put it outside in front of his house for 6 hours, then move it. By the way, the front of your house is not your property. Somebody can park in front of your house. And on Monday, New Mexico Supreme Court heard arguments on the lawsuit brought by the Republican Party and other plaintiffs regarding the Democrats' partisan gerrymandered congressional map that resulted in Republicans losing at least Congressional District 2. On one side, Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse-Oliver, and others, including attorney Sarah Sanchez, argued that the state Supreme Court, that there was nothing wrong with the map. Looks like lawyers.
I'm sorry, you cut cities in our area in half.
Yeah.
BS, there's nothing wrong with the map. You guys are smoking crack.
Yeah, and so the Democratic lawyers argued against democracy to defend the gerrymandering, and you know, where they divided counties up, they divided cities up. Any chance that we're going to win this case? I think
it depends on the judge.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Legally, on its merits, we have a very, very strong case.
Right.
But that doesn't matter if the judges are as bipartisan as they are.
Yeah. Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the governor so many times that I have no faith. None. Whatever happened to Laurie and the Lee County Jail?
So it's still undergoing. She met with the warden and didn't get a very convincing answer.
Wow.
So
we need to get a new warden.
Well, I've got some other things. I was in contact with some folks, and we've got some other people to contact and ask some questions. We're gonna go to the top, and we're gonna find out why this is and how this could have been happening. But they basically told her, and for those who don't know, the situation is that the man her ex-husband who tried to kill her was allowed to be a trustee from the Lee County Detention Center and allowed to drive around with another person, and as far as the Hobbs Community Convenience Center. And so they were driving behind her, and of course, it's pretty freaky.
Well, I mean, you see somebody had tried to kill you. I mean, there are two things that come to mind. I'm going to, flight. I'm going to try to get away from this person because they're behind me. Or I'm going to seek revenge. She just kind of freaked out over the whole thing.
Well, she did. But then she freaked out, and then she got mad. And she's like, wait a minute, why is this okay? How is this possible? And so she verified, and she got video evidence that it was him. And then the sad part is, this is horrible. So the poor girl, she goes to the Lee County Detention Center to wait for the warden. And who is out mopping the floor?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, her ex-husband is right there mopping the floor in the front lobby when she walks in. How horrific. I mean, this poor girl cannot get away from this. But why is someone who is an attempted murderer allowed to trustee and be around? Now, in the detention center is one thing, but out in the public, the dude was at the fairgrounds during the fair. That's the first time she saw him, and we threw a fit then, and it didn't do anything. So I'm throwing a bigger fit now, and by God, we're going to get some answers.
Well, hopefully something is going to be, because we don't need people that try to kill somebody running the streets.
Well, and
we need them locked up.
one of her big concerns, I mean, obviously she doesn't want to ever have to deal with this again, but one of her big concerns is, what about other people who don't have her voice that are having to deal with the same thing and getting terrorized and getting victimized all over again because of the county and their crappy policies?
I agree. And it is pretty crappy. So hopefully something gets done. White House refuses to comment about the clarity over Biden's remarks about the Salvation Army. Did you see the deal where Joe was talking to the Salvation Army, the guy, and said that, yeah, I spent some time with Secret Service in Poland and Ukraine, and he actually thought that that guy from the Salvation Army in El Paso was Secret Service. The one that saw this. All you have to do is Google it, or maybe DuckDuckGo. Google
So support for Lori 100%, and then someone else says she needs to start carrying gut. Oh, she is. She is a pistol packing mama now.
Let me tell you how far she's come on that. I don't know if she's even Second Amendment rights before.
No, she was fairly on the left. I mean, pretty good. And she's coming. Huh?
She's probably middle road, right?
She was middle of the road, but she was farther left. Let's put it this way: she was left to center compared to us, but she's definitely come around and is very, very pro Second Amendment now.
And Texter says, this is Lee County justice at its finest, but I bet you if he would have gotten caught with drugs, he would have definitely been gone away for life, says the text. I don't know. I hope you find answers to this to the situation.
We're going to.
Don't let him out.
No.
Don't let him out. Why are you going to let a murderer out?
Well, what's the vetting process? I mean, what's the criteria for allowing someone who, what it should be nonviolent offenders, period.
Right.
Here's
nonviolent offenders.
Here's the other
even
question.
If we go by the charge that they said aggravated burglary. Well, that's a violent offense.
Because there was a gun or a knife involved.
They've got an aggravated battery in there too. Oh yeah, no, Tom, it was attempted murder, no question.
Yep.
But they pled it down. And now they're going to go to trial with a lesser plea because they thought they had it done, and the whole thing is a mess.
That's dangerous.
And I can't feel for her enough for all the having to thinking this was done. Okay, we got the ruling from the judge. Judge Sanchez did a great job, threw the book at him, 20 years. Okay, thank God I don't have to deal with this for 20 years. And then they come back and say, oh no, he didn't understand that he could get the maximum. So we're going to take away our plea not guilty, and now we're going to have to go to trial. How in the hell is that even possible?
Doesn't that said, hey, what a waste of time. What a colossal waste of time, money, and effort. He didn't understand. Tom, you were in traffic court recently.
Yes, with Judge Jim Miller back in October.
Explained everything to you.
Oh, my God. 1,000 times to all these guys who went before him.
Exactly. 748 morning show this morning being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie Miller, anxious to show you all the improvements they've made, and they've made a lot of improvements. They offer their cozy cabins, raised platform campsites, convenient RV hookups, and if you got an RV, they've added a bunch of RV slots. So they've got a bunch of RV hookups. Get in there. They offer all the amenities you're looking for. This time of the year, it's just beautiful up there in the Tall Pines. Get up there. They can serve everybody up. You got a church group or a family reunion. They can take care of all of that. 575-687-4101 or go to camptallpines.com. Man, this is a tragic story. Little girl is dead. She's 7 years old in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Sadie was in the first grade at Woodlawn Elementary School, was attacked by an unleashed pit bull on Friday as she was playing outside her home. Eric Lopez, 20, was arrested on a count of negligent homicide that resulted in the death of this poor little girl. Judge set his bond at $7,500. $7,500 for this little girl losing her life. And it's sad because I know pit bulls that are people that own pit bulls and treat them right, and they're good dogs, and they never harm anybody. Now, if you train them to be vicious, they will be vicious, for sure. Thoughts and prayers for this little girl's family. And college football, how much did a cup of beer cost at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles?
I'm going to say $8.
$17.
Dang, man. Not even in the neighborhood.
Bucks. Yeah, you're way, way off. $17 for a cup of beer. It's not even a bottle. It's a cup.
I think I'd skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, $17. But I would be over there. I'd put a straw in it or something. I wouldn't want to drink it too fast. All right, we're going to take a break in a second. We're going to get Will Webb, the boob of the day. Text line is open. Our number 877-396-W105751.
Well, one of the texts is asking, isn't that double jeopardy? Asked the texter.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
He didn't actually get convicted of anything. He was sentenced because he basically pled out, and then they went ahead and he agreed to judgment, and they did that, and then he decided, I don't like that, so I didn't understand.
I didn't understand.
Now,
and it's not like he's illiterate.
Right. Now, B, is he Hispanic? The reason I'm asking is that when that judge gives you instructions, he gives you instructions in English and in Spanish. So make sure you understand.
He doesn't speak any Spanish.
Well, what a Hispanic
He's
is.
like you. He doesn't speak any Spanish.
Yes, sus güeros.
He's a güeros. Güero jodido.
I think he's like a red nest.
Oh, that's it. Hey, let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on B and the Breakfast Club.
Well, first of all, good morning back, Tom.
Good morning. Good to hear from you.
I'm glad you're back. Kevin, is the ambulance parked outside waiting?
No.
Yeah, I think Tom is on the discount plan with them now.
Okay, my comment is, you don't even become a trustee until you've been sentenced and are out of the reds and in the gray and the whites. So how is this guy, without even going to court and without even being sentenced, already a trustee? I think there's some money behind it.
He's broke as a joke. Yeah. He's broke as a joke.
Well, but we had several people yesterday, and I don't know how accurate this is, say that it was because he had friends on the inside, and I don't know.
No, you don't even get trustee until you've been sentenced.
Well, something happened here.
Yeah, I don't know how he becomes a trustee this quick. I'm going to be honest. I do not know.
Out in the public with those charges. Now, I was stuck in the kitchen. I made bread all day long. And all I did was trip into a cop. I tripped into a cop, and I got resisting with violence, and I got battery assault on an officer because I tripped into him. Now, this guy tried to murder his wife, and he hasn't even been to trial, been sentenced, and he's already in gray and whites? No.
I agree.
Right.
Thank you, bud, for letting us know that info.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on Being Breakfast.
Thank you.
I'm surprised, guys, that this hadn't made the Albuquerque news yet. It's been, a year over already?
Yeah. Well, the question I started to ask a while ago, considering that he lied in wait, had letters made out telling the kids why he killed mom, and it was all premeditated. How does premeditated attempted murder get reduced to the same charge you give from somebody if they broke in to steal your TV and had a pocket knife in their pocket? That'd be aggravated battery. Aggravated burglary.
Because it's quote unquote easier to convict him on the lesser charges, according to the DA, which is a load of crap.
It's about time we stop that crap. Wait, it's about time we stop taking the easy road.
And that has to do with their docket and how much work they have to do.
Case.
Well, and it also, the DA apparently made comments to the fact that there was some indication that maybe the police department didn't do their job properly, and so that some of the stuff wasn't admissible. I call BS. And if it is true, then we need to get to the bottom of it and fix whatever is wrong, because this is a cut and dry case.
Yes.
This ought to be a slam dunk.
There is multiple levels of evidence to prove this with beyond a reasonable doubt.
If they're blaming the police for anything, then the only thing they could blame the police for connected to the case would be the pursuant chain of evidence. So they may be saying that the police did not maintain their chain of evidence on the letter or this, that, and the other. We need to track down and find out who's responsible for the foul up that is. But what the caller said is correct. How is he a trustee before going to court and being sentenced?
Good
that's the main question.
Yeah.
By the way, this could be your family member. This could be your family member. Think about it like that. All right, we got to get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff, their own lab in-house. They also have the nutrition center where you can buy all the vitamins and herbs and everything you need. By the way, that lab, they do a bunch of different IVs to get you back on the road to feeling better. If you've had the flu or COVID or whatever it is, they will give you a bunch of IVs to get you feeling better and get back at where it doesn't take you a month to feel better. Desert Functional also offers hormonal optimization for men or women. If your testosterone's low or you're going through menopause, go talk to them. There's no reason that you should suffer alone. And if you are suffering with pain, they offer the cryotherapy chamber. Also, they've got the ozone injections and stem cell. 3900 North Lebanon Highway, proud sponsor of the boob of the day.
So if you're leading cops on a high-speed chase, you aren't in position to complain about the cops driving recklessly behind you. The past weekend, Washington State Patrol tried to pull over a truck that was driving erratically. The driver didn't pull over. Instead, led police on a high-speed chase at over 100 miles per hour. During the pursuit, a passenger in the truck called 911 to complain about the police speeding behind them. The caller said that their constitutional rights were being violated by the pursuit. That's a relatively new law. There's a relatively new law in Washington which limits the situations that police can engage in high-speed pursuit, but they are allowed when they think the person is under the influence or has committed a violent offense. The truck was eventually stopped with the help of a spike strip. The driver, 28-year-old Amanda Baporis, was arrested for DUI and eluding the police. Alcohol was found in the vehicle. Her two passengers were released. And congratulations, Amanda. You are the boob of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Still to come, we're going to talk about former Disney star is now an adult star. We'll tell you. So he goes from Disney to, being an adult star. Americans, are you happy with the direction of the country? I'll give you the answer to that. Are you scared? Are you angry? I'll give you the answer. And an estimated $1.1 billion Mega Million drawing is set for tonight for the Mega Million. Heartbreaking story. Two people that I love their podcasts. One of them died yesterday. I'll tell you who that was. And a powerful storm barreled into Southern California. We'll tell you the results. And fentanyl overdose. The antidote from fentanyl will have to be on campus at every college in this state. I'll tell you what state it is coming up in just a second. Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. They've got everything. If you're going to work in the patch, FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, hard hats, safety gear, They've got work boots, steel-toe boots, and, of course, in the same location, they have furniture, appliances, and electronics. Follow them on Facebook and talk to them about zero-down financing. Next door is Scrub Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. They have the largest selection of scrubs that go beyond the call of duty. Yeah, if they don't have something that you're looking for, they can order it for you and have it shipped directly to your home. They have the big names like Healing Hands, Med Coutures, Peaches, Dickies, and more. And they also have all the cute compression socks, comfy shoes, all the equipment you'll need. Rig Outfitters and Scrub Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Increasing clouds today, 73 for the high. Little wind, maybe up to 20 miles an hour from the west. 45 tonight. And then blowing dust coming up tomorrow. Windy conditions, 40-mile-an-hour winds from the west, and a high temperature getting up to about 68. We're going to get updated with news coming up in just a second. Wrap up the text.
All right. J.R. DePorto says, the boo of the day should be Lee County for this fiasco. Amen to that, brother. And not trying to stir anything up, but just speaking from experience, says another texter. And another.
Well, they were talking. You have to read their first text before that.
I'm afraid that. I'm sorry, it went past me. But another text says, just like the movie Law Abiding Citizen, they are only worried about a conviction record. Points out the text.
So the texter that said they're not trying to stir anything up. They said, I'm afraid that without even realizing it, you guys gave away that lady's small element of surprise. Now everybody that listens knows she's carrying a gun. Honestly, that's a deterrent to me. Right. I'm happy for people to know that I'm carrying and know that, if you come mess with me, there's a good chance you're going to get a cat popped in your ass if you mess around that way.
Right.
Yep. And then Will. Question this morning, the nudist wanted to know if you was naked.
Well, there's a reason that I'm not on camera, so you know it.
I am from the waist down.
Oh
crap.
Hey.
But I'm naked from the waist down.
Crazy, man.
Please don't look when I stand up in a second to go pee.
Let's make sure we switch the camera off at that point.
Another text says, that's a bad ASS public defender. I need him on retainer. If that attorney had any spine, he would say, look, dude, take your lumps. You did a crime. Live up to it. But he's not.
Well, the whole idea about letting them turn, how often does this happen? And you wonder why we're backlogged. You wonder why it takes 2 years to get in front of the judge. Because we let them reverse their plea. You already plead. We gave you plenty of opportunity to come back. It's not like that deal. You go to court and they go, okay, you already know exactly what's going to happen. You already sit down with your attorney and they tell you, okay, you can plea and this is going to happen. He didn't understand. We're not talking about a guy that can't read and write.
He understood.
I just hope, that there's not any impropriety as far as any of these entities, because since it's such a slam dunk, if they go before a jury, this jury's going to hang this dude.
Oh, good. I'm good. I'm good if that happens.
But the problem is we're not going for attempted murder. We're going for aggravated battery with an aggravated burglary and aggravated assault or some crap. I don't know what exactly the charges were, but they're not what they should be, which is attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you stab somebody, 7 inches into their body, Tom, how wide do you think? Well, you're probably a bad example.
Okay.
My body from my chest to my back is probably 10 inches, 12 inches.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 14 inches from my belly.
How much?
14.
7 inches is about the length of your cell phone.
Yeah. So 7, 14. Yeah, 14 inches.
There ain't no way your belly is 14 inches.
From my belly to my back. 1, 2,
Whatever.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm calling BS on that. I haven't seen you in a month and a half, but I'm calling BS.
By the way, I did lose weight. I was told the doctor, I said, where did that weight go? Because the other day I was weighing 297. I had to weigh 289. I don't know.
Not bad for a guy that started off at 270 something.
Right.
Yeah, not bad. 8:05. We're going to take a break. We're coming right back. Checking in with news this morning, being brought to you by Made Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without them. They've got all the toy haulers, fifth wheel, ultralights, and they've been in business 65 plus years. I mean, one of the reasons they've been in business 65 years, they know how to treat people. They know how to treat people. They have is right there on the website. You can take the virtual tour. Then you can pick up the phone. You can either stop by on either one of their lots in Roswell or just call David at 575-622-1751. Made Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without them. Check them out today. 806 KWMW, Malmore, 105.1 FM, better known as W105. Taking a break. We're coming right back. We're being the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The taking of classified documents found in a private office used by President Biden's under Justice Department investigation.
The special counsel to the president says Mr. Biden's personal attorneys found the materials on November 2nd, clearing out the space the president used from 2017 to 2019 after serving as vice president, explaining the National Archives took possession of them the next day.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. A woman in a car swept away by flooding in Avila Beach, California is dead. A 5-year-old boy is missing 40 miles away. His mother rescued from the truck they were in. Mass evacuations include Montecito, California.
Very, very intense. I mean, it almost doesn't seem real.
Unbelievable. It's very scary.
There's been nearly relentless rain in much of California for the last week and a half, with more coming down. More than 200,000 homes and businesses are without power this morning. We're told more than 34 million people are under flood watches in California. America's listening to Fox News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so bad? I just want to go to the town dump and strap toupees on all the bald-headed buzzers. I polished out the window of the truck. Pearl said, "Earl, that's littering. You should not be the Dale Earnhardt of dumb." A lot of people have been dumb before. No one has perfected dumb like my old lady. So I had to explain my philosophy of litter to Pearl. Mainly, it ain't litter if it'll rot. So a banana peel will rot. There you go, it ain't litter. You can throw it out your car window. Yeah. So if you see me driving down the road and you see anything flying out the window, you can bet it and then turn to dirt. So you got your banana peels, pear, apple cores, fudge sickle sticks, if they're wood, French fries. You find them on your floor mat, just chunk them out the window. They're gonna go away. It ain't littering, it's gutter composting. Yeah. So, say you get a hamburger at the drive-thru, and for some reason it's nasty tasting. Well, you can chuck that burger out your window, but you have to take it out of a little box first. That's just common sense. Which brings us to cigarettes. Now, I know a lot of you out there is flicking your cigarette butts out the window, and you're thinking, well, I ain't littering, and the cigarette ain't littering, but the filter is. Now, men, I know a lot of you busted up cigarettes when you go in the toilet. You take them apart. You know that smoking part, that crumble up really easy and disintegrate. But that filter, it ain't going nowhere. It just float on top, mocking you no matter how much beer you drank. Wake up, America! Pearl said, well, you still shouldn't have thrown that banana peel out the window. And I said, why not? I just explained. She said, because that fella in the Mustang behind us, he looked sort of P.O. But it's hard to tell with that banana peel stuck to his windshield. Oops. I'm Earl Pitts.
Happy New Year to you and yours from Carlsbad Chevrolet and Danny Velos. And what a better way to start the new year, but with 2.99 on new trucks. That's right, our Silverados select models will have 2.99 and some incentive money up to $1,500 off, along with the huge selection of used car inventory. We have used car inventory trickling in by truck right here for you guys. The biggest selection in Southeast New Mexico and West Texas is here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, 2155 South Canal Street in Carlsbad.
Get a great job in the oil field. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is hiring for several different positions. They're always looking for CDL drivers, and they have a need right now for diesel mechanics as well. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers also salary and one of the best benefit programs in the industry. To apply, text oilfield to 63566 or visit greatoilfieldjobs.com. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is an equal opportunity and drug-free employer.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Hey, are those the new staff shirts we've been waiting on?
Yes, and no.
What do you mean?
Well, they're supposed to be, but I went through one of those big online places promising lowest price point and fastest turnaround. Well, it was cheap and kind of fast, and they look awful. And after being on hold for an hour to speak with someone, they said it was the artwork provided, and there's nothing they could do.
Let me guess, one of those upload your logo places?
Yes, exactly. Now I've got boxes of shirts that we can't use.
You need to call Awesome Graphics.
The local place I hear on the radio? Can they handle an order this big?
Of course. That's the great thing about Awesome Graphics. They have the technology and equipment the big guys have, but they're here in southeast New Mexico. So not only are you keeping your money local, you have real local people who care about getting your order right. Plus, they can handle your signage, company branded pencils and cups, and so much more.
What about F embroidered on?
Yep, those two. Stop by and see them at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs. Or, since you like online, go to their convenient local website, myawesomegraphics.com.
myawesomegraphics.com.
It's B and the Breakfast Club. Call or text 877-396-W10.
Camera back up. I was Nation Army guy. Appreciates you also.
Right.
He was like, "Thank you so much. Can you finally give to us?" Yeah, I served in Iraq and, Afghanistan with the Salvation Army. All right, 813, we're B and the Breakfast Club. Multi-agency investigation into the January 6 officer-involved shooting involving the Roswell Police Department remains ongoing. However, investigation has confirmed the following. 2 Roswell Police Department officers responded to a domestic disturbance about 5:20 in the afternoon and encountered Nicholas Acosta outside the resident 1200 block of South Michigan Avenue. He produced a knife and began coming towards the officers.
Uh-oh.
He ignored the officers' repeated commands to stop with the knife, to stop coming towards them. The 2 officers fired their guns at Acosta, who striking him 1 or more times. Specific number hasn't been determined in the investigation yet. He was transported to the hospital where he later died. The officers were not injured. Officers have been placed on administrative leave. Commonplace when it comes to a shooting. This is being investigated by the Roswell Police Department, Chaves County Sheriff's Office, and the New Mexico State Police. Update on the story that I had yesterday. Just a word of advice. If the police tell you to stop coming towards them, don't come at them with a knife, you're going to get shot.
Stop.
I mean, it's going to happen 99.9% of the time.
Sounds like suicide by cop.
It could have been.
Be.
Since it was a domestic situation. 2 female best friends describe themselves as platonic life partners, are living together after they divorced their previous partners. And by the way, I don't know if it's called, life partners. I think it's called having a damn roommate because you can't afford your own place. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong. And according to American Airlines, they're closing 3 more flight routes: Columbus, Georgia, Del Rio, Texas, and Long Beach, California.
Oh.
So now you got to get to all those places the old-fashioned way. Make bad choices. That's how you get there. American also had a difficult decision is partly due to a pilot shortage. I don't know how all of a sudden we can have a pilot shortage. All of a sudden, there's a pilot shortage. There are people not returning to work. Before COVID, we didn't have these problems. People actually just went to work. You think one day pilots decided, I don't like flying anymore? Billy Idol received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it is not your imagination. Beer prices are going up. Beer prices have gone up 7% in the last 13 weeks. So if you're noticing every time you pick up a 30-pack, a 12-pack, or a 6-pack, they're going up. Definitely are going up. Spotify is offering a new feature called Playlists in a Bottle, which allows you to collect a bunch of songs and play them in like they were in the bottle. It's not like spin the bottle. You get nothing after the bottle spins. Last night, if you missed the score, TCU got, what would you call that whooping, 65-7?
It's a whooping.
Stetson Bennett completed 18 to 24 passes, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns. And cool story is that nobody wanted this kid.
Right.
Not Georgia. Right. Not even Georgia. He was a walk-on. Nobody wanted him. Everybody told him he wasn't tall enough. He wasn't fast enough. His arm wasn't good enough. And he's won 2 national championships.
The winner.
So if somebody has told you you can't do it, tell them Stetson did it and I can too. Tell them just like that too. Former Disney star revealed how he fell into adult entertainment.
Wow.
So this guy was on the Wizards of Waverly Palace.
Oh, I remember that show.
How the hell would you remember that show?
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, that show was like, what, 15 years ago? Something like that?
What wasn't Serena Gomez?
Yeah, because my youngest daughter used to watch that show.
His name is Zeke Brakeman. He was on the show and then got into adult film business.
Wow.
And that, I mean, part of me tells me this guy was falling hard on his luck, and one thing led to another. Americans are extremely concerned about the direction of the nation under Joe Biden. According to a brand new study, 71% of Americans state that they feel either scared or angry about the direction of the country in 2023. 71%. This is a CBS News YouGov poll. This ain't no Fox News. This is a CBS News YouGov poll. 49% said they feel scared, while 22% said they feel angry. Only 11% said they're excited about the direction of the country. This is actually great news because I was thinking you guys were stupider than this. This is awesome news. Tonight, big Mega Million drawing, $1.1 billion.
Wow.
So go ahead and buy $20 worth of tickets.
You only buy $20 worth of tickets?
No, I'm just encouraging you to do it.
Oh.
All right, 19 after 8, heartbreaking story. Diamond and Silk. You've seen the podcast. They were on Fox News. Looks like Diamond passed away. Her real name is Lynette, and she passed away yesterday. Sad story. I don't have much information on it, but she passed away. Well, you remember the show, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so she passed away. Big backers of President Trump, 2 middle-aged African-American women. Powerful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Barreled into Southern California on Monday, forcing mass evacuations in many communities. Montecito community, exactly 5 years after they had mudslides that left 23 people dead. At least one person died in that flooding. They received 10 inches of rain. Storms took aim at Los Angeles County, caused widespread street flooding and more. And fentanyl overdoses are a thing of the future. It's happening as we speak. 200 people overdosing and dying of fentanyl every single day. But California has decided that every college, under a brand new law, will have to have the antidote to fentanyl. Now, I don't understand the antidote to fentanyl. Would that be Narcan? I know it reverses it. I wouldn't call it antidote, but what the hell do I know? All right, text line 821.
All right, so the texter's asking, I thought you guys were going to let Tom A back on the radio until he got clear from the doctor. Got clear from the doctor yesterday. Clear. So that's why I'm here this morning. And another texter says, Papa, Tom, you can't do it. Says Papa Double. Thank you very much. And Christy says, Tom.
I'm sorry. What's her name?
Chrissy?
That's not what you said. You always add a T in her name.
Yeah, well, that's in the neighborhood.
You're best friends with her.
It's in the neighborhood. If Tom A's belly is 14 inches, then mine is 1, says Chrissy.
That's what I was thinking.
And Tom, measure your circumstance of your weight and then divide it. Tom, measure your circumstance of your waist and divide it by half. Circumference. What does that mean?
Your circumference, like all the way around.
Oh, okay. Well, then divide it by half, she says.
Mr. College graduate.
What is your waist?
50.
What size pants do
50.
you wear?
I got 50.
50?
Yeah. 50. Is that a surprise to you or what?
For man, it wears 34s, yes.
Well, Will weighs what, 50, buddy? You wear 50?
I wear 48. 48.
That's in the neighborhood. We're in the neighborhood.
Me and Russ are at the same. I wear 34s.
Well, I got down to 44 back in Ruidoso. Then COVID hit.
No. Remember, you went up and in Ruidoso.
Yeah. So, and then Christy,
I was hoping you would tell me that I didn't wear 34s. That way I could take my pants off.
don't do it on the
I was ready to do it. I was taking one for the team. All right, 823 on the way. We'll talk about a Louisiana woman that shoots and kills a home invasion suspect to protect her kids. We'll tell you where that happened. And illegal immigrant accused of trapping 6 people inside a trailer and trying to burn them alive. This guy's from Honduras. He had already been deported several times from America. I'm sure he's just here for a better life. And Biden says the U.S. and Mexico are well on our way to ending the border crisis. 3 million in 1 year. Congratulations, President Biden. And the border wall, that's racist, right? Let me tell you where they're building a wall, and you might be surprised. And Biden promises to refill the oil reserves and make a profit. Wait a second. Prices are higher now than when you sold it. So how does that work?
And Trump bought it when it was super cheap. So tell me how you're going to do better than that.
Yeah. And Judicial Watch received 16-page records from HHS detailing a nightmare where they were transporting undocumented alien kids. We'll talk about that coming up this morning. 824, wrap her up, Tom.
Well, I've got to jump in here because the minute we start talking about weight, you try to throw Will under the bus, like comparing your waistline to Will's. Okay, let me explain something to you, Poncho. Okay? Look how far it is across your wrist, and then look at Will Rooney's wrist. Look at Will Rooney's hand sometime. Look at the size of his shoulders. Will is a big man.
Yeah.
Will could lose down to weight till he was thin. And he's still a big man. He has big bones, big shoulders, everything. You don't have that, dude. My hands are bigger than yours, okay? My shoulders are wider than yours. So comparing your physique to Will Rooney's is not really comparable, dude.
Well, my mom just said I had dimples in my hands, baby hands.
Will also, being on dialysis, has a lot of water weight that he retains around his belly. So, I don't think we can compare the two.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pick on you, but when you said that, I was like, wait a minute.
Excellent try. All right, let's take a break. We're coming right back. Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about the trip that we're going to be giving away to the Bahamas, where we are going to be taking you deep sea fishing. You and a guest jetting off to the Bahamas for a deep sea fishing trip. Details coming soon. Will, when do you think we're starting that contest?
I'm hoping next week. I'm hoping we've got, and also if you want to sponsor this, if you're a business that wants to get involved, it's a great package for a couple months. So if you want to get involved and be a sponsor, hit me up. You can email Will at mtdradio.com, or you can send us a text on the text line and we'll get back with you. But yeah, if you're interested in sponsoring this, it's going to be a lot of fun. But we're getting all the sponsors lined up, and hopefully next week we'll get it rolling.
There you go. All right, let's take a break. News this morning being brought to you by H&H Field Services, New Mexico's Delaware and Permian Basin poly pipeline construction professionals. They have the poly pipeline machines in-house and squeeze tools up to 16 inches. Based out of Jow, call Colin this morning for more information at 432-269-6027. You can always go to the website, hnhfs.com. They offer turnkey pipeline and facility construction and subcontractor services, hnhfs.com. It's 8:27. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105.
MTD Radio News on this Tuesday. I'm Jim Miller. Here's what's happening. The task force that came to help the UNM Children's Hospital deal with the massive influx of pediatric respiratory cases leaving. That's because cases are starting to ease. The team came in when the hospital was operating at 118% capacity. They're now at a little under 100% capacity. The pediatric specialist team of 14 arrived on Saturday, December 31st, and jumped right in to help staff who was burned out and overwhelmed. The big surge was a result of a number of respiratory viruses, especially RSV. There was also flu, COVID, and several other cold viruses that left younger patients sicker, and a lot more of them, but things are looking better. New conditions proposed by the state of New Mexico for the operation of a nuclear waste repository near Carlsbad drew criticism from local leaders in the Carlsbad area and government watchdog groups alike, as the rules could dictate the next decade of the site's operations. The waste isolation pilot plant operates under a permit with the New Mexico Environment Department, which is renewed every 10 years. That process ongoing for WIPP and NMED added several provisions at a draft permit released last month that called for a stricter accounting of waste coming to WIP each year, required updates on the process of finding a new repository, and demanded greater priority be placed on disposal of nuclear waste generated in New Mexico. Eddy County Board of Commissioners tabled a discussion on the final route for Carrasco Road, which would connect two important highways south of Carlsbad, amid calls for public input on the project. Eddy County Community Services Director Wesley Hooper said 6 routes were proposed during a series of public and stakeholder meetings in 2022 for the Carrasco Road project. The project, still in planning, needed to be narrowed to a single route. Eddy County, Stantec Engineering Services, and Carlsbad's Environmental Services continue to evaluate data for the proposed road project connecting Highway 285 with Highway 62-180. That's what's happening. I'm Jim Miller, MTD Radio News.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the for which it stands, one under indivisible with and for all.
When you're ready to pledge your allegiance to an American brand of performance and luxury, look no further than Sierra Blanca Motors. Chevy, Buick, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Our legendary can-do spirit doesn't take a backseat to anyone, anywhere. Sierra Blanca Motors on Highway 70 in Ruidoso.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. The American dream of owning my own business was a constant thought growing up. I opened my insurance office at age 19, and 40 years later, I'm still here providing insurance policies for auto, home, life, commercial, boats, RVs, and ATVs. I'm Rebecca Long, and I want to be your agent. Call me today at 575-393-2661 or drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-485-7220. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-485-7220 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-485-7220 to see if you qualify. That's 800-485-7220.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalized this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is saving. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So, you've got an oil change coming up. Consider STP Conventional High Mileage to save on motor oil for your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Do the complete job for the right price. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is Davis Smith, the Gorilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. Southeast New Mexico temperatures in the Roswell area at 73 degrees. Carlsbad, Artesia, about 75 this afternoon. Hobbs Loving in the middle 70s as well. Tomorrow, the wind will really pick up in speed and create areas of blowing dust across especially southeast New Mexico with 71 degrees dust in Carlsbad, Artesia, and 68 degrees at Hobbs in Lovington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Can't stand the heat? Get out of the kitchen.
3 things in life are the most valuable: time, self-respect, and love. And being the Breakfast Club has none of the above. Call now, 877-396-W105. Call now.
Good morning, 834. Tom, who's coming up on the extended version of Being the Breakfast
Well,
Club?
she is the creator of the New Mexico Business Coalition. Carla Sontag will be our guest this morning. She will be at the legislative session, which begins a week from today, to protect our interests in oil and gas here in southeast New Mexico. We'll talk to her about that coming up on the extended version of Being the Breakfast Club.
All right, 834. We'll check the weather coming up in just a second. Keep you updated with everything. We got some windy weather on the way, starting really this afternoon, but tomorrow was going to be when it really kicks in, for sure. Marine biologists in Argentina have returned 2 green turtles to the ocean who were rescued after they became entangled in fishing nets. And they think that we can all agree that it's nice to see that the turtle's head poking out just a little bit. One of the turtles reportedly got caught up and ate a bunch of plastic. You know how much plastic's in our ocean nowadays?
Right.
I'm not one of those, environmental guys, but to see how much plastic's in our ocean, I don't know what the answer is because I don't like the paper straws, but definitely all this plastic is definitely a problem. Director Eli Roth, who reportedly worked on the next feature film, a new horror movie called Thanksgiving.
What?
In the movie, we watched terror unfold as a family is forced to sit together at the dinner table. That would be it for a couple. Yeah, it'd be bad. Yeah, drunk uncle brings up the elections. Oh, it'd be terrible. I know it would be at my family, that's for sure. A couple things going on. James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water would have broken $2 billion at the box office for it being profitable, but it looks like they never thought it was going to happen, but it looks like it will happen, not this week, but next week. And Claire Danes is pregnant with her third child. Forgive me, but I have no idea who she is. Any idea who she is?
Yeah, she starred in a couple of series. She starred in that movie with what's her name?
Yeah, what's her name? That one. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Louisiana woman shoots and killed a home invader who she wanted to protect her kid. Louisiana woman killed the man who broke into her home during the early morning hours of Sunday. And Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office were called to the scene. And she actually shot the guy as he entered the home. Thank God I'm reading the story in Tangipahoa. I knew exactly how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce much, but Tangipahoa is on the list. All right, 8:37. We'll talk about an illegal alien accused of trapping 6 people inside a trailer and threatening to burn them alive. This is a guy that's been deported, too. But he found his way back. He's just looking for a better life. 8:37.
You know, this is for Will, but this texter says, Will, on June 2023, no more over-the-counter animals antibiotics will be sold at the local feed stores without a veterinarian's prescription or a veterinarian's case study and documentation on health of the animal, says the texters. That's coming up later this summer. And Tom from the Conch Republic, he says this morning, he says, hey, Tom, I just tuned in, and I'm glad you're okay and to hear your voice. Please take care of yourself, my brother, says Tom this morning. Thank you very much. And if I haven't told you, man, I love my bus.
That would
I think that's the first time he said anything that comes close to thank you.
Yeah. It didn't get there, but it was close.
Mm-hmm.
It was close. Philippines has just changed where you can't go to the drugstore and buy your own self-prescribed medication like antibiotics and that type of stuff. A lot of people having a hard time getting used to the change, like my mother-in-law, but she still has the down low contact. A couple weeks ago, when I wasn't feeling well, I said, hey, you think you can give me some pseudoephedrine and some amoxicillin? She came through. It was like dealing with, a drug dealer or something. Can you get me hooked up?
The mother-in-law with the hookup.
Yeah, she came through with the hookup and got it taken care of and feeling better. So thank you. Thank you for the, coming through. Illegal immigrant accused of trapping 6 people inside a trailer, trying to burn them alive. The illegal immigrant is from Honduras. He's already been deported from the United States, has been in custody now. Yeah, trapped his roommates inside the trailer and threatened to burn them alive. This happened on New Year's Day. Welcome to 2023. And Robertsdale, Alabama, 25 miles from the Gulf Coast. Yeah, responded to 911 call that was made from the trailer park. This guy was going to burn the trailer down with them and the trailer. Marlon Pinta. Man, I've never heard of this name. Endamordita, 38 years old, standing outside with a gas can, threatening to burn the place down when police arrived. Sounds like a guy's just trying. Look, he's looking for a better life. By the way, he was upset over his situation in life. Decided to take it out on the roommates. The dude is just looking for a better life. Can't we all agree with that? I mean, he was just looking for a better life. President Biden on Monday claims the U.S. and Mexico on our way to halting the immigration crisis at the border as he was in Mexico meeting with the Mexican president. We're on our way. In the meantime, close to 3 million illegal immigrants crossed over the border in 2022. We're on our way. We're close. And then he made this idiotic agreement that we're going to take 30,000 immigrants per month from certain countries. 30,000 per month. But we're on the way to fixing this. Not a problem. By the way, it's amazing that Biden is against the wall. Remember, he stopped construction of the wall. That wall is racist. But, I'm going to tell you one place where wall isn't racist. That's at his Delaware home. They're putting up a privacy fence around the Biden mansion because they don't want anybody looking in. So they're putting up a 8-foot wall around the house. By the way, the taxpayers are paying for it. What do you think that cost? A fence around the Biden mansion?
$10 million.
$10 million for a fence?
Wow, Tom, that's a hell of a fence. What is it, granite?
It's in the neighborhood. But don't they government stuff? Do they charge you that much?
$490,000 for a fence.
Well, it's in the neighborhood.
That's still pretty friggin' high.
No, that's still high. Who's doing the job? Hunter, and Biden? By God. Ridiculous. $500,000 for a fence. Judicial Watch received 16 pages of records from HHS detailing a nighttime transportation of unaccompanied illegal children by air from Texas to Tennessee, as well as 2 other flights to multiple stops across the country. These shocking documents forced out by Judicial Watch's lawsuit show that Biden and his administration effectively have trafficked unaccompanied illegal immigrant kids and dropping them off in cities across the United States. Biden's open border crisis is a result of massive children and human trafficking that was done by the Biden administration. Thank you, Homeland Security, for giving us the documents. Yeah. Not because you wanted to. 848, Biden administration also. Biden is promising to refill the oil reserves at a profit. I don't know how he would accommodate this. How would you make money for the taxpayers when back in the day, remember when oil went to a negative?
Oh, yes.
When oil went to a negative, that's when Trump filled the reserves. So how are you going to make a profit when the price was in the negative when Trump filled them up? Yeah. Another lie. Let's not call it anything that it's not. It's a lie. What's the price of oil this morning, Tom?
All right, it was at $74.98 at 6:37 this morning.
Say Trump filled them up at $5 a barrel. $5.74 is not even close. Not even in the neighborhood, so to speak. All right, catch up on the text. We'll take a break. Extended version's on the way. We're being the Breakfast Club. It's 8:45. Tom.
Well, the text says, that other news reporter guy is 10 times better than Tom A. W105 now has an award-winning news team to put away the other wannabe news teams. He's awesome.
Quit being mean.
What's that?
Quit being mean and kicking the poor guy when he's down.
Yeah, those texters, hey, this guy is terrific. We're glad to have him on our team. So For you haters, take a hike.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have just left it where it was when I said quit picking on him.
Oh, picking on me or what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Quit picking on him.
Okay. Well, anyway, we made a good. Will made a great decision right there. Hey, worst part is the taxpayers are probably paying for Biden's defense around his mansion. Says the
no, we are.
Yeah,
we are. 500,000.
And Claire Danes, you know, she is a singer from the 90s, and she's a real looker. Now, the movie I was talking about was Diane Keaton. The movie is called Family. She was dying of cancer. They came together for Thanksgiving dinner. And guess, when I say diversified, who's the guy that played Creed in that movie? The star. I forgot his name. Brandon something?
Carl Weathers.
Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, the young.
Yeah, he was in that movie, and that's where I recognize Claire Danes from.
Was it a love story?
Kind of between three couples.
Yeah. Need I say more?
Yeah. So, it was an okay movie. It was a real, left-wing movie, but it was all right.
Well, so she was in Homeland from 2011 to 2020, Romeo and Juliet in 1996,
yes.
The movie Stardust in 2007, My So-Called Life from 94 to 95. So just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching Mosquito Coast on Apple TV. Pretty good series.
Wasn't she the veterinarian in Terminator 3?
I don't know. I stopped watching after Terminator 1.
Something.
I didn't come back.
I came back with the maid.
Right.
848. Let's get updated, find out what's going on with news. Being brought to you by Randall Pettigrew, District 61. State Representative Randy is super stoked to go up to Santa Fe and fight for your values. That's what he does. If you need help dealing with Santa Fe, maybe they're not in the office, maybe they're not returning your call. You know, when a state rep calls the office and then calls the supervisor, they usually call you back fairly quick. They do. And so if you need help, Randy's there to help you. If you have any ideas about upcoming legislation, he would love to talk to you. That's what he's there for. Go to the website, randallpettigrew.com, to find out more information. His phone number, email, and text number is right there on the website, randallpettigrew.com. 848. Taking a break. We're coming back. Extended version coming up at 9:06. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The taking of classified documents found in a private office used by President Biden's under Justice Department investigation.
The special counsel to the president says Mr. Biden's personal attorneys found the materials on November 2nd, clearing out the space the president used from 2017 to 2019 after serving as vice president, explaining the National Archives took possession of them the next day.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. A woman in a car swept away by flooding in Avila Beach, California is dead. A 5-year-old boy is missing 40 miles away. His mother rescued from the truck they were in. Mass evacuations include Montecito, California.
Very, very intense. It almost doesn't seem real.
Unbelievable. It's very scary.
There's been nearly relentless rain in much of California for the last week and a half, with more coming down. More than 200,000 homes and businesses are without power this morning. We're told more than 34 million people are under flood watches in California. America's listening to Fox News.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
Look
Looking for your next mountain getaway? Look no further than Camp of the Tall Pines in scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. New owners Scott and Jamie Miller are anxious to show you all the improvements they've made, whether you choose one of their cozy cabins, their raised platform campsites for glamping, or convenient RV hookups. You'll be pleased with the amenities and, more importantly, the surroundings. Camp of the Tall Pines also welcomes large groups. If you're looking for that special place to hold your wedding, anniversary, public function, or holiday gathering, the lodge at the Camp of the Tall Pines is perfect for all of you. Don't forget the activities. Camp of the Tall Pines has high and low ropes, mountain biking, hiking, and disc golf, and hunters are welcome. Go to their website to plan your trip today, camptallpines.com, or call Camp of the Tall Pines at 575-687-4101. That's 575-687-4101.
This is Davis Smith, the Gorilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At Last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard, because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at atlastmakeupmirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at wwrvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
Farmers wants to make sure you've got your favorite things covered and will give you a discount for doing it. Farmers Auto Multi-Policy Discount gives you up to 45% off your auto insurance for bundling policies like boat, motorcycle, RV, home, and life. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Farmers. Call Herschel Rustin Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Be in the Breakfast Club on air, online, on your phone.
It was also Kamala's birthday. Happy birthday, great president.
Joe, you're president. I don't know how to break it to you. I know the Salvation Army guys, Secret Service. I know Secret Service kind of doesn't wear the outfit as, Salvation Army. Have you ever seen the Salvation Army guys? Tom, you've seen them with the red jacket on.
Yes.
Looks a little different.
In parades, driving the little cars.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little different. Just barely different. But thank you, Joe. We appreciate you. I know you're confused. Being in Mexico and all, I know it was very confusing. But we appreciate you guys so much. Wait, he wasn't in Mexico. He didn't cross the border. And when he went
right.
Okay.
Hey, B, we got a phone call. You want to take it?
Yeah, let's go to the phone, and then we'll come right back.
All right. B, the Breakfast Club, good morning. Who is this?
Yeah, I'm a constituent in Eddy County. I was calling to do a little, on the news report there, is talking about the county commissioners tabling the vote for the Carrasco Road project. I was wanting to do a little more explanation of why that got tabled. I don't think that
Sure,
they explained it. They didn't explain it well enough. They had a third party come in and survey and lay out their own routes, but a lot of the landowners and lessees did not get involved, and there was no viewing party to go see it. So some of the routes that were laid out are actually going through active oil field locations, and that they would expect them to move pipelines, all their utilities, and beyond that, a lot of their intersections didn't align on the state highways, and so there's kind of a lot involved in that wasn't described as to why it got tabled.
All right, well, thank you for that information.
There you go. So at least we got an explanation now. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. President Reagan's daughter, Patty Davis, says she tried to warn Prince Harry about sharing the family's dirty laundry, that he may regret it. You know, a couple things that he said about his mom and about his dad. And, she tried to warn him. Thank you, Patty Davis. It's not like your brother, little Ron, didn't, let out a lot of bad information about your dad and about Nancy. That's for sure. Had no problem letting that out. All right, 877-396-W105. You might be getting a refund. Tom, you might. Well, no, you don't file taxes. So.
I do.
IRS issued $12 million in tax returns to correct 2020 tax returns. So there were some issues with unemployment benefits that they went and dinged you. And so now they're going back and paying $12 million in tax returns. So thank you so much for doing that. I don't think I'll be getting the money, but somebody definitely will. And Biden administration is talking about banning all gas stoves. Anybody got a gas stove?
Mm-hmm.
Will, you got a gas stove?
No, mine's electric.
Russ, you got a gas stove?
No, mine is electric too.
I got a propane stove.
I got to say this much. If I had a choice between electric stove and a gas stove, I would choose a gas stove. Number one, it cooks better. It heats faster.
Natural gas.
I would take a gas stove in a heartbeat. But the reason they're trying to do away with gas stoves is because of the environment. California has already banned gas stoves. So Biden is talking about banning gas stoves.
Just another attack on the petroleum industry.
Yeah, so gas stoves. Yeah, I mean, don't we have other things to worry about?
Yeah.
No, we don't. We have to take care. Looks like Ron DeSantis moves to dissolve the Disney Corporation Kingdom, bringing it under Florida control. So, that area of Orlando is their own city.
Yes, it is.
It's basically they govern themselves. Well, it looks like Ron DeSantis, after Disney has gone woke, wants to take it back and said that it should have never been that way. So looks like they just might take it back. We'll see how that goes. Disney's got a lot of attorneys, and they could probably hold that up in court for a long, long time. Police detectives are seeking information after a man was stabbed to death outside a downtown Albuquerque bar Saturday night. Happened about 10:30 p.m. It's getting to the point where if you go to Albuquerque or if you're passing through, you really don't want to stay there. Why would you? Just get it and go. I don't even know if you want to fill up with gas. Just get down the road. Pretty sad that it's become that way. All right, text line. We'll check the weather, get updated with news. Extended version on the way with N Minutes on W105.
And Brian is saying this morning, imagine the decline of tortilla sales if there was no gas stoves, says Brian this morning. Yeah.
There you go. That's another thing. And for me, when I cook and I cook my Cajun food, I need a hot fire to make roux. and for my gumbos and for everything. And electric stove just does not cook it the same way.
Yep. And hey, Jerem's saying this morning, I love you guys, but you got to get out Trump's peanuts, he says. Trump did not fill the SPR like he wanted to. I can't remember why, but I believe he got shut down after he said he was going to buy oil and gas at a very cheap price, says the texter. Now, there's another one I got to confirm before I talk about it. I'm going to try to get it here in between the extended version of texter that sent us a text, but I got to confirm it first, so we'll try to get that here in a moment. Hey, when Trump took office in January, says the texter, the CPR contained 695 million barrels. When he left office 4 years later, the CPR contained 600.
That's an S, bro. That's
I'm sorry, SPR. It contained 638 million barrels, says the text.
So he's saying that when he took office, it had more than when he left office.
Yeah.
They're saying that when he left, it was less than when he took office. I don't know if those numbers are correct.
I don't either. That's coming from
I do know that he had released some just because, the prices were starting to go up. He was trying to level it off. The prices went up ridiculous under COVID because nobody was using it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do remember that, he had opened the reserves one time.
You know what he didn't do? He didn't sell it to China.
No, he didn't sell it to China. You're right about that. He didn't sell it to China.
Sure did.
No. All right, 9:02. Good news of the day. KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM. We'll check the weather, get updated with news, and then the extended version. Good news being brought to you by Farmers Insurance, Herschel, Ruston, Hayes, Avenue D, and Lovington, 575-396-0513. Auto, home, life insurance, commercial insurance. You can take care of all that. Bundle it together to save you a lot of money. Farmers Insurance Agent Ruston Hayes. Find him right across the street from Bob's Thripway in Lovington, or 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the Good News of the Day.
So a woman on Reddit posted a letter a DoorDash driver left in her mailbox thanking her for a generous tip she left them on Christmas Eve, $100 on a $60 order. They said they've been driving food since losing their job last fall, and the tip was so out of nowhere, they couldn't stop crying. Have you heard about this kid yet? An 11-year-old in Colorado named June Kofi. He has autism and learned to play the piano without any lessons. He's just naturally gifted, and people are comparing him to Mozart. His parents don't have much money, so all the kid had was a keyboard. But late last year, a guy who tunes pianos named Bill heard him play, was so blown away, he paid $15,000 out of his own pocket to buy him a grand piano. And it doesn't sound like Bill's a super wealthy guy either. He used a chunk of his inheritance to buy it. He's also paying for lessons so Jude can get even better, and he promised to tune the piano once a month for the rest of his life. Finally, a guy in Vegas named Frank Steele opened a pizza place called Frankincense 4 months ago and was struggling to even pay the rent until last week when a popular TikTok food reviewer came in. The TikToker's name is Keith Lee. He lives in Vegas and has over 8 million followers. One of Frank's employees had reached out to them and asked how much he charged to review the place. Instead, Keith just stopped by on his own last Monday, bought $80 worth of food, taste tested it on TikTok, loved it, and within hours, the business was booming. Frank didn't know why at first, but a reporter interviewed him 2 days later, and he got pretty emotional talking about it. Two things Keith really loved were the garlic knots and the lemon pepper wings. Frank says he's had more orders for those in the last 2 days than he'd had in 4 months. And it looks like his business might survive now. And that is the good news of the day.
Being brought to you by Ruston Hayes. Find him in Lovington. All right, check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock. They've got the guns that you're looking for, ammo, cleaning supplies. They can tune your bow. Whatever gun you're looking for, if they don't have it, I guarantee you they can get it for you. the largest gun dealer in southeast New Mexico. Over 1,000 guns in shop at any point in time. Closed on Saturday, open on Sunday at Zia Guns. And ladies, if you're looking, they've got the gun ready for you up today. High temperature 73 all day today. 20-mile-an-hour winds from the west. 45 tonight. Up the text so we can get her done.
All right. So the texter says, yeah, next will be the gas eaters. Let's go, Brandon. And Jethro sends a picture or a picture of Russ when he was younger, sitting on the throne at a in an old shack.
A kid with a pacifier, and he's holding a Playboy magazine.
Right.
And he said Russ when he was younger.
Was when he was younger. That right, Russ?
No.
Actually,
back during that era,
Playboys,
it was National Geographic.
Midget Queens.
Right, midget queens, the little pygmy girls in the National Geographic. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would have been. What else you got with Russ or Tom?
That's what we got. As we head to extended
version. All right, let's take a break. We're coming back. Tom, who's the guest on the extended version?
She is the CEO of the New Mexico New Mexico Business Coalition. Carla Santag will be our guest coming up.
All right, we'll talk to her. Let's get updated with news being brought to you by Iron River Inspections. Mike and Matt, second-generation pipeliners. They have the experience in the patch to go and do the job and get it done right time. Cool thing about these guys, they've got their second-generation pipeliners, and they put together a team of over 300 years of combined experience, offering pipeline and facility inspections, industry, and companies that do consulting work. Iron River Inspection, ironriverinspection.com. Extended version up next, 9:08 on W105.
MTD Radio News on this Tuesday. I'm Jim Miller. Here's what's happening. The task force that came to help the UNM Children's Hospital deal with a massive influx of pediatric respiratory cases leaving. That's because cases are starting to ease. The team came in when the hospital was operating at 118% capacity. They're now at a little under 100% capacity. The pediatric specialist team of 14 arrived on Saturday, December 31st.